Welcome back to Brick Dynasty Live. Tonight's guest is the founder of BRICKA magazine. Not your typical magazine. This one works just as well on a newsstand, in a museum gift shop, or as a coffee table book. And I don't know if people have coffee table books anymore. I just may be old. I don't know. Somebody will fill me in on that one later, I'm sure. But welcome, Sam.
Yeah,
Thanks for
thanks
coming.
for having me, Ken. Yeah, thanks for reaching out. And yeah, excited to meet and chat.
So this really is a different kind of magazine. It's very adult focused, like real adults, not like, we just have our
Bordering.
first job, we're out of school, and we're trying to find out. We're like people who are actually like grounded in life and have real incomes and can build real things. I mean, the level of design and photography and everything that's gone into it is a whole nother level. It's a really impressive piece of work.
Thanks.
Yeah. So how did this come to be? Were you just excited one day and like, oh, I need a new project, or what happened
Yeah,
there?
too many ideas. Yeah, so my background's in design and in writing. So I had I had founded and ran a design museum in Boston for about 13 years. And as part of that, we did exhibitions and events like teaching people about design. And through that, we launched a magazine, Design Museum Magazine. And so I was the editor of that for 6 years, telling stories about design, how designers do their work. And I loved it. I loved writing it. I loved working with photographers, telling stories. And then when I transitioned away from the design museum to my current day job, years have gone by and I'm like, man, I love magazines. I just love that, I love books, but like a book feels like a kind of one and done. A magazine can like adapt and change, like, because it comes out. Well, mine comes out every quarter. So you can always be like, hey, what's going on? What's new? And done well. Like I think what we're doing with BRICKA, like you get that photography, you get those stories. So anyway, I was actually on vacation. That's when the ideas come, right? When you're like your brain is open and you don't have to you don't have your regular responsibilities. And we had gone to it was Boston Brick up in Burlington.
Cool.
And I've been into Lego. I was into Lego like my whole childhood. Certainly had dark ages, but I built Lego in college as a design student, and then had gotten back into it with I have 4 kids, so each kid I took a parental leave and like built Lego with them for 16 weeks. And like every kid I had, like I felt like my mocks were getting better. Anyway, so at Boston Brick, like I just noticed like my family was there, but then pretty much everyone that was coming in was an adult. And there was an adult that went over to like the build a minifig station. An adult came and like sat next to me and pick a brick and had like a spreadsheet printed out of like the elements that they were looking for. And I was thinking like, oh man, like this is such an interesting time where like adults are really like leaning into this. And then I was like doing more research and I'm like, is anyone telling stories and like showing Lego as like an art form, like as a true just painting, sculpture, architecture, you name it, like Lego as an art medium? Because I was also, I follow everyone on Instagram. Like I love following creators on the gram, and then also like aware of like other magazines that exist like in the Lego world, but none of them were like telling those like deeper stories, and certainly not like elevating Lego as like an art form. And so I was like, I really want to create another magazine, but I was like, it has to be something that like I love, like these passion projects. It has to be aligned. So I was like, I love Lego, I love design, and I was like, at that point, like the stars were aligning. And I remember like at that vacation, I was like on my phone, like doing mock-ups of what it could look like, and really bad, like you can't really design very well on your phone, but it was still like,
Yeah.
okay, there's something here. And so that was really the spark. Came back from that vacation to the North Shore, and I was like, I think there's something here. I'm gonna try to pursue it.
Awesome. Did you already have designers in mind? Like people that
I
jumped, oh,
had a
I'd love to
couple
have them in the
people.
first issue.
Yeah, funny story on that one. Like, so I don't know if you know Pen and Brick. He does like these architectural. I have a magazine so I can show some of his stuff, but he does these like really like they're abstract, but they're also like somewhat like whimsical. Like he did this city. So he does like really cool like buildings. He took over a gallery. He's based in Toronto, but like so that's all Lego. He like built all through the gallery. Anyway, so he was on my radar, and I was like, he's going to be like one of the first people I reach out to. So I kind of launched. I created my social media presence, created like a landing page, and like within a couple of days, he reached out to me. And he's like, "Hey, I'm Raymond Girard. I'm a Lego artist." He wasn't like reaching out to be featured. His background and his sort of like day job was in the publishing industry in magazines. And
Oh,
do you need any help or advice on like? And I was like, first, I remember I responded to him like, first of all, I was going to reach out to you. So let's pretend I did that, and we feature him in the first issue. But now he's become an advisor in terms of just like the magazine industry and like advertising and commercializing it. So yeah, he was great. And then the other one that I reached out to immediately, just because I had been aware of her, was Kelly Bartlett.
oh yeah.
Like Lego Masters, and I just loved her like narrative art style, like telling stories through bricks. And so like really those two were like I'd say the crux, like the beginning nugget, and then just like built from there.
Oh, what was her build? The wall with the mouse hole.
Oh yeah, love
This has
that
got to
one.
be one of the coolest builds.
It's so
Yeah.
cool. I mean, she does like, often I'm looking for Lego artists that have sort of like a consistent body of work. Like all her stuff's like very different, but I feel like you can still tell it's her because there's like a story engaged. Like I love this robot that she does, where she like puts the robot like in these like natural scenes. That one's just like butterflies. She has another one like it's amongst flowers, and it's like when you talk to her, like she's like, yeah, when I'm building this stuff, like I have a narrative in mind that I'm trying to like bring to life through the bricks. I was like, I love that so much. So yeah, she's been great. She's been a good partner. I actually got to meet her in person for the first
That's
time
cool.
out at Brickcentric in LA. So that was cool.
That was a short trip, wasn't it? I think I saw you
trip.
just hopped right out there and
I got there Thursday night, left Monday morning. But yeah, the show was awesome. It was and had the BRICKA booth, the first BRICKA booth.
Awesome.
And yeah, got a lot of subscribers. So I'm in Boston area, so a lot of like the early subscribers were sort of like in New England. And when I heard about Brickcentric, it's a new show. I was like, hey, this is a chance to like make some connections and get some visibility on the West Coast. And yeah, didn't disappoint.
Are you going to do Brick World Chicago?
I would like to. I need to reach out and see. Like, I've heard there's like a wait list for vendors, but also that sometimes depending on the like type of vendor, there might be options. So I really want to do it.
I think. Let me see. You know what? I'm not going to look it up now while we're live. I think you got till the end of the month.
Okay.
I think it is. But
cool.
yeah,
I have to do that one. I have to.
Yeah,
that was. I think that was a
phenomenal.
cool. Oh yeah, that was. I think probably. I mean, aside from like seeing the amazing builds and like meeting people, was also just becoming more aware of the convention scene and like what's out there. Because I'd really like to. I mean, I create this booth now. I'm like, let's just take this show on the road.
That's great. Yeah, it's got to get it in people's hands, right?
Absolutely.
So, actually, on that note, because this is an actual physical magazine, which the world just needs more of those. What was that process like? Because it's not exactly the easiest thing to print a real magazine.
Would have been way easier. Like make a website, which I have. Like subscribers can go on and well, actually, you can get a free digital preview of the first issue by signing up. So anyone can go on the website and check out issue 1. And then we have an app as well. Like so, those things are actually like easy. Doing an actual print magazine, especially when it comes to like, so you mentioned this, but like photography is such a focus. And so I hire photographers around the world to visit these artists and do like a full photo shoot. Because you cannot, much like a podcast or like what you're doing, like you have to have good audio. I feel like the video can kind of be but the audio has to be good.
Mm-hmm.
For a print magazine to really shine. Like you got to have great photography. But yeah, and then it's funny because I was doing that design museum magazine, years ago. I reached out to the same printer, and I print with them still. So I had that relationship, and so that made it a little bit easier. But it does, like, the business model. People are like, oh, it's $80, for a subscription, for the year. It's like, that's what it costs. What it costs to print, to get the photography. So far, I write everything. I've written every article myself. I've interviewed every artist. I've written every word. That's not sustainable. So, also going to be hiring some freelance writers for the next few issues. But also, I enjoy it. Like, I love, like, meeting people and telling their stories. It's really fun.
Were you shocked what the increase in cost was since last time around?
Yeah, I mean, everything, even photographers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that, I take my background's in business design, right? So, like, designing businesses and, like, being entrepreneurial. So, like, I started by basically thinking about the first issue as a prototype. Like, I really started by just talking to people. Like, I put something on LinkedIn, and I was like, hey, I have this idea. I didn't even say it was for a full magazine. I just said it had to do with Lego and brick building. Is there anyone who'd want to, like, chat? And oh my gosh, like, so many people reached out, and that's, like, on LinkedIn, which is, like, not a very, like, Lego like, platform. But anyway, so many people reached out, and so it gave me really a chance to just, like, chat with people. I had, like, a one sheet, which was like, I'd share it on Zoom and be like, hey, what do you think? And we'd talk pricing, be like, hey, how much would you pay for this? And what's your willingness to pay? What would be too much? And so I had that data. And then, of course, I knew how much, like, everything was going to cost. But anyway, then I looked at the first issue as, like, a prototype, and I really, like, made the commitment to myself. I was like, I'm doing one, and I'm going to consider it like a one and done. Like, it would be a book, right? It would be like a booklet, a book, and I'll see, like, if people are actually, like, willing to pay, like, what it costs to produce something of this quality. And yeah, I mean, the answer was yes, and the response has been awesome. And yeah, it's like that. There's all kinds of media, and I love them all. There's fast media, social media that's happening and can be done, like, it's very accessible to anyone. And then there's, like, what I would call, like, slow premium media, which is what BRICKA is. And it's just different. It's probably similar audiences, but, like, a different approach.
Yeah. So, okay. So you said it was 80 a year?
Yep. Yeah. So it's $80 a year.
And I think the individual copy said 25. Is that what it was?
Yeah. So right now if you subscribe today, you start with issue 2, and then you get 2, 3, 4, and 5. But I just recently did another print run because everyone, you gotta love the Lego community and, like, the collection aspect, which is great. I mean, that would be me. I'd want the full collection as well. So I ended up doing another print run of issue 1. And so now that's available as a back issue for $25 on the online shop. And hopefully, like, that's, like, it's the classic, like, magazine, like, how many do you print, right? Yeah. You're like, okay, I know I have this many subscribers now. I generally know, like, the growth rate, but then something like Brickcentric comes up where I donated 400 issues. And so they were in the gift bag for everyone. So anyway, it's just, I have not perfected it even in all my magazine years. That's, keeps it interesting.
Better to be short than real heavy, I would think.
Yes, definitely. And so how many I think I printed? I did an original print run of issue 1 of 500, and through December it was just gone.
Awesome.
Which was awesome. I mean, that was like a dream. I literally thought, like, I would be sitting on boxes of this magazine. NPR picked it up, which was, like, a huge moment.
Wow.
WBUR, yeah. Well, it was, like, kind of like a twofer. There's it's like masslive.com. They're kind of, like, affiliated with some, like, the local newspapers. They did a piece, and then WBUR, NPR saw that, and then they actually came to my house, which was so cool. And I got to, like, show them, like, my Lego room and, like, well, the kids' Lego room, and I kind of got to show them, like, the dad sanctuary that I'm in right now. And that was, like, I feel like it was already kind of like people were interested, and as they were like seeing it on Instagram and whatnot, and then that NPR piece like was wild. So yeah, ran out like in December. But then of course, like, you know, people subscribe and they know it's the start, right? They know it's a new magazine. So a lot of people are subscribing, being like, well, obviously I want issue 1. And I'm like, well, I'm out of issue 1. So your subscription will be starting with issue 2. And a lot of people like were disappointed. Like I get it. But, you know, a lot of people are like, yeah, you're a startup, and they get it. But anyway, there was enough sort of like interest where I was like, I did the investment and did another print run of issue 1. And so, yeah, those have been selling too, which has been really cool.
Nice. I don't think a lot of people understand that you can't just do one-off issues where if somebody orders one, it's like, oh, I'll just go print one more of that for you.
I know it's really tough, like in the Amazon world that we live in.
Yeah.
Even like retailers, right? Like, so I'm starting to do more and more like wholesale. Bricks and Minifigs in Newton, you know, is carrying it. There's a couple like museum shops that are doing it. Really cool. Anyway, like even then they're like, well, you know, I want another 20. And you're like, well, it doesn't exist. I can't give you another 20. And they're like, well, what do you mean? It's like, well, I'd have to print another at least 500, if not 1,000, to get you your 20.
Yeah.
So that, yeah, the economics of it are really interesting. And there's, you know, different things that I could do. Like I've been toying with this idea of like, okay, so you get to the year mark and then maybe like you bundle all 4 issues of that year into like a book. And so people who maybe like subscribe, you know, in 2027, you know, if they want to like catch up in their collection, like they could just buy that book. But you know, it's all cost. It's all like,
yep.
Where do you want to like make the bet of what people want? Like my focus right now is like just make the best. Like I've made 2 of them. They're like the best possible BRICKA like manifestations of this like dream that I've had that I could possibly do. And it's like just keep great stories, great photography, great art. And that's the plan.
I mean, you're a couple episodes, a couple issues deep now. So you have something to show off. So maybe now you can start pushing for, you know, pre-orders and things like that.
Yeah,
so you can gauge your print better.
Yeah, that'd be cool to like because I mean, I think again with the Brick-centric, which I no regrets. I'm like so happy that people there got it in their gift bag. I'm probably gonna run out of issue 2 very soon, and then yeah, maybe like there's like, hey, a pre-order or like a pre-sale. And if enough people do it, like I'm happy to print again. So
let's see. We got Cool Han and Papa Rex in chat. Hello, guys. Good to see you. Yeah, I mean, if you could, you know, you talked about Bricks and Minifigs Newton. If you could connect with Bricks and Minifigs, you know, on the corporate level, and get in with all of the franchises. Yeah.
Yep, we've been chatting, and then you've been chatting with other just locations around. It's like the perfect partnership. It's like the perfect like at the counter kind of buy. Like, oh, like what's this? Yep. So yeah, I'm excited to get it into more Bricks and Minifig stores and other like third party. So I want to start a conversation with like Boston Brick and New England Brick. I know there's one in Worcester as well, and across the country. Like I've been so focused on subscriptions and just like, you know, fulfilling and making sure my subscribers are feeling good. But there's like a store in Missouri that reached out. They're like, we want to carry it. Like, so there's definitely a lot of opportunity in retail. In that kind of retail, I'm not like the price point for like a Barnes and Noble or sort of like your classic like newsstand magazine rack is probably not there, but like the third party like Lego reseller community, this is perfect.
Yeah, Barnes and Noble's a weird one because it doesn't fit in the newsstand spot. I mean, at the price point, it doesn't.
Right.
And there's really no other like logical spot to put it.
Yeah.
And they have those the Lego islands that they do now.
Yeah.
I suppose it could be on like the end cap of one of those, but it would be like a singular item.
Yeah, and maybe if I had more of a display because I chatted with them early on, and like the price point was like a non-starter. But I wonder, like that was their newsstand. Like I like your thinking, like if it was more of like a freestanding, like it goes close to like your Lego offering, that could be really interesting. Yeah. So who knows? Yeah, who knows where? And as it grows, it'll get more attention, and it might look like a better bet.
Yeah. Well, actually, the yearly compilation or whatever it would be.
Oh, that could just be a book, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
At that point, you could do it like one of the Barnes and Noble Classic editions, where it's got the like the faux leather and like the actual bookmark.
I like that.
That'd be real classy too.
That'd be very sweet.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, and Smokey's here with us. Hey, Smokey.
Hey.
Now, through all of the people you've connected with, all of your, I don't know, what do you even call them? They're not guests because this is
like
a guest
artists or like profiles.
Yeah, it's not. Have you reached out to all of them and it's all been a reach out and a yes, or have there been people you've had to hunt down? Has it been a fairly smooth process?
So I wish I could. So like when I first started, I reached out to Raymond and Kelly, and they were like immediate yeses. Then there was kind of like a dry spell, right, where I was reaching out to folks and they were kind of like not responding, like, what the hell is this? I wish I could go back in time and tell that version of me that it was going to be okay, because now it's like people come to me, even for the second issue, people reaching out, which was awesome. And definitely for third and fourth and fifth that I'm working on, like people are like reaching out, which is super cool. But yeah, for the most part, after I kind of got through that sort of like dry spell of like, and I think it was just more people trying to like absorbing, like, what is he trying to do here? Right? Like, what is this? So even getting the first issue out into the world and like having people experience it, and having folks like Kelly, like who've been on Lego Masters, having folks like, we also have Light Brick Studio, who does like the Lego video games. Like, I don't know, there's like, I tried to make this like the most pure like embodiment of my idea, so that if someone got it, they'd be like, oh, I understand like what this guy is trying to do with this. And so yeah, issue 2 was like so much easier. Like the cover, so Echo Namako is the cover for issue 2. He does like the all black sculpture stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, is this guy even going to give me like the time of day? Like, he's in galleries, like he's doing his thing. And he was like immediate yes. He was just like, wow, this sounds so awesome. This is like what I'm trying to do. And so, yeah, we had a great conversation, like got a great photographer involved. I mean, this stuff is like beyond anything that. Oh yeah. Yeah. So his story is so great. Like it was really fun to write. Was Lego as a kid, but really got into it as an adult and like exploring like what he could do with it. But yeah, and now it's I think it's the job now is like curating the best and like most compelling. I hate to say best. I think it's more about compelling stories. It's all good. They're all different. Yeah. I've got like for issue 3, I interviewed a printmaker in Singapore. She got the base plate, and then she uses tiles, and she creates a design on the base plate, an image backwards, and then she has ink. She gets on the roller. She rolls the ink on the tiles, I watched her do it. It was a little freaky. I'm like, the Lego, don't get it dirty. And then she puts a heavy piece of paper down on it. She's got like a press, and then she can run prints, like a printing press, off that design that she made. And I'm like, and it's beautiful. And that's like, that wasn't on my radar. I was like, I thought it was gonna be all brick building, Lego building artists, but she is building, but her final product is print media. That's bananas. Yeah. So who knows like how people are using it. I'm like learning all kinds of going deep in the community. Man. Yeah. There's some wild stuff out there, and it's Lego in its purest form, but so un-Lego almost. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the other one I'm excited for, I interviewed him. He's a French artist. He goes by BRICKA. I don't know if you're familiar with his stuff. He does a lot, like, he did like the Porsche, did like Jordan, does like watches, and it's a mosaic that, like, from afar, like the image sort of rationalizes in your brain, but close up, it's like crazy town, like different elements, different heights. So like if you look
Okay.
at it from like
Yep.
an angle, you can't even tell like what this thing is. It just looks like wild. Like he was showing me, he did this Porsche, and it's a black Porsche. Like zoomed way out, you're like, it's a black Porsche. When you zoom in, it's not just all black Lego. He's got colors, and all those colors together, like tricking our eye to make it look black and look like there's a reflection on the hood. I mean, I'm telling you, this guy is wild. And that the fun one with that was, I really enjoy talking to people, but he only speaks French. So I actually hired a live translator. And so we did like just like this, a video conference, and yeah, I interviewed him English to French, French to English, and then hired a photographer in France. And yeah, this guy is unbelievable. I can't wait to write his story. He was a professional hockey player. I mean, you dig into these people's backgrounds and you're like, this is so cool. And like, so I hope it, like, for people, like, if anyone's like, oh, I'm an adult, I shouldn't be like playing with this plastic toy. Like, these people are like fully serious making art and using the bricks.
Well, Brick Babe's here now too. Lene, how are you?
Hey.
Okay, so you hired a translator for that and a photographer in France.
Yep. I am pushing. I mean, I also just hired a photographer in Singapore, which I never thought I would do. Yeah. I mean, it is an amazing, I mean, I thought this when I started my first business, but my first business was a design museum in Boston. It was very local.
Mhm.
It's also an amazing time to be an entrepreneur and to like build a business, like the tools at our disposal. Like I'm running a pretty, not like anything, not crazy, but like sophisticated for me, like subscription and permission structure. Like you go on the web, like you have to sign in. Like only reason I could set all that up was because of ChatGPT, right? And being like, hey, like help me code. Like I use Webflow for my site, which is pretty like accessible, but like you start getting like memberships and permissions and like who can see what article. And yeah, I don't think I would have been able to do it had I not been able to be like, ChatGPT, like write me a JavaScript snippet that I put in Webflow that like does permissioning. And then you bring the payment piece into it. So there's that. And then like going back to like hiring photographers and like just the ability to like find talent across the world has been, I won't say easy, but like easier than ever before, right? Like I can pretty confidently be like, okay, this person's work is amazing. They have an Instagram. I can't read their profile because it's in French, but I'm going to reach out. I mean, I've done back and forth like interviews when I didn't want to do a live translator and just using Google Translate, right? Yeah. So like we'll just do it via text. And I mean, that's so cool. So I think that's part of it too. Like the first two issues like very like US, Canada based just by like necessity, but I'm trying to also like pull in like an international, like folks that you may not like come across.
I'm wondering if, talking about conventions, when some of these people come into the US for things like that, if it's worth scheduling an extra day before and after, like that, sandwich in some in-person time.
Yeah. I guess there was some that I probably could have done in LA had I been fully on my game. And then, I was talking to someone about, being in Boston and the Lego group, being in Boston and kind of being like, who's coming into town for that, and potentially like piggybacking off of that. So yeah, I love it. Like any way I can connect with these talented people, I'm all in.
It's weird having Lego that close by now.
It is. Yeah. I mean, it was funny also sitting there in LA at this really cool convention and being like, do we have anything in Boston that like is like that? And now that Lego's here, like would that, I don't know, create the opportunity to do more? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never seen anybody do anything actually good out
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I ran into this gentleman, like he was a wealth of knowledge. He had gone to conventions all over the world. And I'm like, give me the rundown, man. And he like basically like took me around the world and he gets all done. I mean, he's talking about Australia and is, certainly across Europe. And like the one place, oh, he's even talking about like South Korea. The one like region he didn't hit was New England. And I was like, so the place that I actually live, like,
Yeah.
what are we doing? I've seen some, like, I forget the names of them all, but like one up in like Portland, Maine. And I think there was one in Worcester, but certainly nothing of like the sort of mainstream like Lego convention or like Lego, blessed. Maybe someday.
Yeah, I think the easiest one for us is Bricks on the 6 in Toronto, I think.
I definitely want to do that one. Yeah. That would be, especially because I've, a bunch of the folks I've interviewed have been based in Toronto. So it'd be fun to meet them in person. Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's Philly. Probably the next closest. Well, I suppose Philly is one of those odd spots where it's almost easier to drive.
Yeah. Oh, I would. I mean, my booth was such a hassle to bring it to LA. I would drive. I have a truck. I'd just drive my truck and just show. I mean, I would drive pretty far if like in a radius if there was. Because what was the other? Well, not necessarily close, but at least on the east, like Atlanta, I heard has a good convention. Probably wouldn't drive to that one, but
Virginia would be a little easier.
Yeah, I could drive that.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of good stuff out there. There's just there just isn't plenty of good stuff out here.
I know, and that's fine. Like again, like I feel like just based on my network and some of like early success, like that's why I was like all in for Brickcentric. Just like get out there. I really want to do. I just like personally know a lot of people in Portland, Oregon, and Bricks Cascade is one I really want to do, but it just this year it overlaps with my daughter's birthday, so I sadly will not be going. But that's been I've just seen it from afar. I've never attended it, but it looks like a great show. And again, knowing Kelly and a couple other artists who are based in Portland, like it would be so cool.
What does that remind me of? Your magazine gets shared by the jewelry lady.
Jacqueline Sanchez.
Yes. Yeah. And Kate, Brick Huntress, is out that way as well.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
She's fantastic.
I love Jacqueline stuff.
Yep. There you go.
So good. Yeah, and then I did the back cover for her. Put the diamond in the stud.
Yep.
Yeah. Jacqueline's amazing. And got to meet her for the first time in person in LA, which was sweet.
So since you just mentioned the cover, the issue 1, the cover is very Lego, instantly recognizable right away. This is a Lego magazine. Not so much for issue 2 though. Big transition there.
Yep. Definitely all by design. I feel like as I was like describing it to my wife, I was like, this one is like, hey, we're here and we're Lego, we're AFOLs. And this is like, we're also extremely serious about like Lego art and like what we're trying to show and the stories and like the meaning. I mean, what Echo is doing, like bringing Black culture and like Black futurism into Lego, like this is like totally inspired by like West African masks, like tribal masks. And so that was definitely like a conscious like, I did, I'm always doing like the alt covers on the back and having fun with that. But I was like, I just gotta like truly communicate that. Yes. And by the way, it's striking the balance always in my mind of like Lego brick building, like it's super obviously fun, joyful color. And then you could take a magazine to like a very like too sophisticated, too serious space. And what I'm trying to do is like hit that middle ground of like still fun, nostalgic, color, joy, but just that level of polish and like sophistication, and which Echo like definitely embodies. So
now, his story It all start with like the disappearance of a king or some story
Yeah.
like that. That
So
was him, right?
yeah. I mean, that's part of the fun I have too of like writing these stories and like telling them. So he has this exhibition that he's been traveling that basically is sort of like a fictionalized like civilization that's based on like the kingdom of Ghana. So like envisioning like what it could look like in like a futuristic version.
Wow.
But so his inspiration for it, I also love these like airships that he does.
Oh yeah.
His wife told him this story, and then he told it to me of like a king in Mali who, long story short, like was just so curious about what was across the Atlantic Ocean. And this was like 150 years before Columbus, so it's like very like early history. And as the story, like the oral history goes, like actually like constructed ships and like did multiple expeditions across the ocean. And now it's lost to history for so many reasons, like Eurocentric historical view, and also just lack of historical like records at that time. But anyway, like to hear him tell it and to like hear him like internalize like, wow, this amazing sort of like African culture that no one knows about, and for then him to bring it to life in bricks, I was like, I was like, I just wanted to make sure he was down. Like, are you cool if I like write that story like almost as you told it to me to like kick off the articles? Because I feel like it just provides like the anchor and like the spine for like everything you've done. He's like, oh, absolutely. So I ended up doing like my own research. I just want to get the facts right, or as they exist. And yeah, that was a lot of very interesting to dig into that story and like think about people building these ships over a century before the European explorers tried that. It's pretty wild. There's also like a whole strain of like, I think I had to get back to my research. Like this king, I think it was Abu Bakr, either the first or second. I don't remember. But he was known as like one of the most wealthy people just in all of human history. Like gold, jewels, like the whole thing, and like he gave it all up to go explore. I mean, that's like alone is fascinating enough to be like just so curious that you're willing to like drop all that. And I don't know. I think that kind of was similar to like, echoes a little bit of echo, where it's like, yeah, he could get on a job, like do this stuff, but he has chosen to like go down this path of like this really unique art. Like anyway, I think the world of him. I think what he does with kids. Like he just did this amazing installation. It's like a human like butterfly almost hanging in like a community center, and then just like workshops for kids where they can like build their own thing out of all black bricks. Like, come on, that's like so good.
Your photographer did an awesome job there too.
That one was like, well, they've worked together in the past, so that was like I got lucky because, well, I ask every artist, I'm like, hey, do you have any photographers that you like working with? And that was especially important for Echo because like there's a version of this photo that's just black. Like, right, you have to get the light just right, reflecting off the right surfaces to hit to get some of these pictures to really sing. And here's the full piece. And yeah, this guy Samuel Engelking, he's based in Toronto as well. Like he crushed it. He's so good. And it's fun too. Now, like when I have another article for issue 3, totally different person. It's a Lego Serious Play facilitator, but he's based in Toronto. And I was like, hey Samuel, do you want to? So get to use the same photographers and like build that network and like keep giving them jobs. Like I love that.
That's cool. It's okay. So finding photographers from your people, that's going to make life a lot easier. Did
That has
they?
been good. A good approach.
When you ask them that, do you? Are you clear that you want to hire them, or do you ask in such a way like, hey, if they're already working for you, do you want them to take some extra pictures?
No, it's definitely like, hey, we want to hire someone. I also make it like very clear on for both. Like, I'm like, I have to look at their portfolio. I have to like make sure that like, because I don't know, like, is it just their friend who like happens to take photos on the side? It's like, well, that's not going to cut it. Do they have lights? Like, do they have the whole thing? But yeah, it has been like, especially some of these artists who are more established, like Echo. But some like, you know, you think like Kelly, I had to go out and find a Portland-based photographer, and now I've used him 3 times because he's so good. But yeah, a commitment immediate, like from the beginning, was like paying photographers, paying writers now. And again, I feel like you get what you pay for, right? And so if you want quality, you got to pay for quality. And again, that's where the price of the magazine, you know, I know it's not accessible to everyone, but again, I was like, it costs what it costs to, when you think about it, like I do what, 5 articles per issue. Like I'm writing it all right now, but hiring a photographer for each of those. And you know, getting good photography. They're rolling in with lights, they're rolling in with the reflectors. They're spending up to about 4 hours with these artists. That's been crucial, and that's something like I have to. And you take bets too. I mean, like these folks that I hired in France and in Singapore, you see their portfolio, but you're like, are they gonna like pull this off? I do a lot of like image boarding. Like, hey, here's like the look that I'm trying to. I give them a lot of materials. I write up like a whole photo brief. Like, here are the shots I know I need. Also want their creativity, of course. And then usually at least like one big like mood board, basically, of like images that I'm like, all right, capture kind of something like this. And that's time well spent for me. Because then when I get back, like I'd say 9 times out of 10, like looks like what I'm either expecting, or, I mean, a lot of times I'm surprised because they've gone above and beyond, and it looks so much better than I could have even ever imagined. So, and it also helps having issues out there. Like I can send them a PDF of the first 2 issues and be like, here it is, make this. And yeah, I think that helps people too.
So for anybody listening, if your question from earlier was, oh, why is this magazine, you know, it's $80 a year, $25 an issue, this is a pretty good explanation as to why, you know.
Yep. Yeah, and then you pull in, I know you can't do it on video or audio, but like the print quality. So like thick cover, soft touch. That was fun at BRICKcentric. Everyone's like picking it up and being like, oh, it's so soft. And then, yeah, the paper quality, like working with my printer to like really get it. Like, you know, this is not like, I don't even know what magazine's, I'm trying to think what it's not like an Us Weekly, you know, or like a People magazine. This is like basically a book.
Yeah.
It's an 80-page book that comes out every 3 months.
Well, and it's bound like a graphic novel. It's not stapled together.
Yeah, you know. It's a perfect bound. Yeah, it's a book. That's what Jacqueline always says. She's like, you write a book every 3 months.
Yep.
You write and publish a book every 3 months. Yep.
Yeah, that's major. Oh, and so can you show the barcode?
Yeah.
Because that was such a nice little touch. I love that.
Yeah, so I had to make
there it is.
The brick code.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a fun one. Yeah, I'd seen like I think of some of I've seen like different breweries, like on like beer cans, they'll do like the state that they're in. Like I've seen Massachusetts, and I was like, oh man, this is like, it's speaking to me. Like I have to do it.
Yeah. Well, it's just another little detail in a magazine that's all about the details, right?
Exactly.
So I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah, thanks.
Now, so you said you've mentioned some of the contents for issue 3. How far out are you planning? Are you planning the full year?
So that I'd say like at least like conceptualizing a full year. So I kind of like stack 3 issues at any given time. Like usually marketing the current issue, and this is also coming back to like my, you know, I've done 2 issues, but my Design Museum magazine days, the same idea. Like you got 1 issue out there and you're marketing it. You have another issue that you're like photos and writing it. And then you have and at least one other that like you're in talks, like you are, all the interviewees are like warm, like they're engaged. And then, yeah, what I'm trying to do then is also like for issues, 4, 5, 6, like at least have sort of a general idea. But I'm always just like, I've got like a board, and I'm like, if I'm seeing something I think like is worthy or that could be like compelling, I'm just throwing it on there. Someone reaches out like, hey, have you seen this? I'm like, no, boop, on the board. And then it comes down to like, a lot of people are like, oh, you should make like a theme. Every issue should be a theme. And I'm like, no, the theme is art and like compelling stories. Even though actually I have a behavioral scientist in issue 2. So I shouldn't say art. It's like compelling stories that like involve Lego. And so then it's like curating every issue has like a little bit of everything. Like I would never do like 2 minifig photographers in one issue.
Mm-hmm.
I would never, well, I don't know anyone like Echo, but like floral, like I wouldn't, like I did Modern Brick House in issue 1. Like I would never have put it like another like floral, because it's like, what's that? It's like potpourri, right? It's like get a little taste of this, a little taste of this. Yeah. And it's the whole thing together is like an experience.
Yeah. If the tough part about themes as well is if you say, okay, well, I'm going to have this issue be light and this one be dark or whatever. It's like, well, now I have somebody else who would have fit in that first issue.
Exactly.
Do I have to just wait until it loops back around again?
Yeah. It's actually, yeah, it's more for, as much as I actually love like themed magazines, like when done really well, but it's more like for my own sanity and planning, right? Like if I can keep like mixing it up and like, then I have more flexibility to be like, oh, like, well, it keeps, I had I have another Lego photographer. It's Renner Bricks. His name's Rio. He's based in Japan. His photos are so good. And I was like going to have him in issue 3, but then I had the printmaker, Eunice. And I was like, like, this kind of like 2-dimensional media, like photos, prints. I was like, you know what? I'm going to push Rio to the next, to issue 4. And, people are, they're never making any promises. And I don't think people actually even care. They're like, I'm going to be in the magazine. Great. When and where? Fine. But those are the kind of things that I can kind of like, what's a mix that like, I'm even for issue 3, is that right? Or 3 or 4. No, they're all melding. That's why I have the board. Even having, is it Scruffy Brick Herder? Is that his handle? Anyway, he does like Star Wars ships, and does them to like a fine, like high quality, like detail. And yeah, like where does he fit? Like that could be a fun sort of like wild card. Is it art? Is it design? Sure. But you mix that with like someone who like is doing like Embrick, who's doing those like mosaics that are like very much, he calls, what does he say? Lego is my paint. Like, so you can kind of play some of these things off where like someone pick up the magazine and be like, I'm really into the art. Oh, and then I'm like, oh, I'm not a Star Wars fan, but like, wow, this guy's like really like taking this to the next level. And you might read that article too and be like, oh, this is really cool. Or you're really into Star Wars and you pick it up and you read about that guy. And then you're like, whoa, I didn't even know like this other guy's like using Lego as like his painting medium. So yeah, I think it's a fun, I derive a lot of joy from like crafting like the mix of stories.
Well, it's another form of building, right?
Exactly. 100%. Likewise, by the way, writing. So I consider writing also like just like building, just like Lego. It's like, what are the elements that like need to piece together to like A, keep people reading, and B, like communicate an expression, a feeling, a notion. Yeah, it's constantly through my head. I mean, I think about design that way too. So, I mean, playing with Lego as a kid and having it so part of my life, it's like you got your 10,000 hours and now everything you see, Lego's a metaphor for.
Yeah, and writing is hard. I struggle with that one. And I also just refuse to proofread. So that's a thing too. But like it aggravates me to no end. I won't.
It is definitely, I mean, it helps for me. Like the blank page is very difficult. But remember, I'm interviewing these people like one-on-one, just like this.
Yeah.
And, you know, I get the transcript. So it goes from like blank page to like, wow, just like a richness of content and, you know, bricks of story, right, that you can assemble. But I still like find joy in like, you know, crafting stories like the African King. Like that was a joy to write. And then like Raymond Gerard Pen and Brick, like he had this great sort of, he basically started the interview saying that like Lego had saved his life 3 times. And I don't know, like even in that moment, it's like sparked for me that I was like, I'm going to write that article as if it's like a 3-act play, right? And even including an interlude, right? So it was like Act 1 was like him as a kid. Act 2 was like he was in this like super stressful job and like had this really horrible like travel experience where he was almost like shot, but he was always like, he got home and he was like, Lego was like his release. And then he actually, well, then the interlude is like his body of work. And then Act 3 was it's like he was hit by a car. He lost a finger. He had to have a finger amputated in the hospital. Like he told his partner, like, bring my bricks. And he was literally like making sure that he had like the mobility to like build. He's literally in a hospital bed. He did send me a picture. I was like, I'm not going to use this picture. But like an amazing, so anyway, that whole idea of like talking to people, how he told his story and then being like, oh yeah, I'm going to tell this like it's like a 3-act like structure. I like, again, I have a lot of fun like thinking through like how I would tell those stories. And then yeah, you just have to proofread as well.
Yeah.
For anyone who I will say, like, I use a tool called Grammarly. I do proofread it myself, and then I use Grammarly. It's like spell check and grammar check, like on steroids. So that definitely helps. But yeah, writing it's hard. I will say I go into like much like I do like when I design things, it's almost like a painful process, like getting it out of you. And I know, like, since I started BRICKA, and you know, because I had done Design Museum magazine, and then I wrote a book, but hadn't been like regularly writing. And now my wife, like, she can tell like when I'm in the throes of writing for one of these issues. She's just like, because I'm just like, it's there, and you just gotta. And I can't relax until all the articles are done and they're out, and I'm like, oh, okay, like freedom, and then it starts again.
Wow. All right, gotta check in real quick here, make sure we're not missing anybody who popped in. Rob Claxton, what's going on? Tadashi Roll, that's Derek. Derek's the best. Derek is responsible for basically all of the art and writing for Brick Dynasty.
Oh, cool.
He does all of our stuff there. SM 4 times. Bill Blunt, is that you? So many people have so many different names. Trying to connect them cross-platform is difficult.
Yes.
I hope I got that one right. If not, I apologize. And okay, all right, good. We're caught up there. Yeah, and writing is hard. I give you a lot of credit for that.
Thanks. It is. Yeah, it's something else. It really is. But yeah, I don't know. It's like I keep like challenging myself with it because I think I just love storytelling. Like that's like as much as my track to become a designer was like very clear, right? I was like I drew like as a kid, like I love to draw. I still draw. I built things, Lego, sticks, anything in between. But then, like as I've gotten older, like I don't know, this challenge of writing and like telling a good story has just been so like appealing. I wrote a nonfiction book. Do I have a copy of it? So I told you I'd started a design museum in Boston. And so I basically wrote a book about like the entrepreneurial journey. Like basically it's like a story from when my best friend and I like had the idea to when we like grew it to be this full-on museum. And that was like the challenge of it, like the consistency. Like every morning I woke up at 5 a.m. and I made a little writing desk in our like closet. I could just barely fit. It was like this little desk, a chair, and like one little light. And I even had bought this because I was like, I need no distractions. I don't think I have it within arm's reach, but I bought one of these. It's called a free write, and it's basically like a typewriter. It's like a digital typewriter. There's no apps, there's no notifications. It's literally a black and white screen and a keyboard. And for over a year, I'd wake up every day, 5 a.m. before my kids, and like try to get down like a quarter of a chapter, half a chapter, like just get the story down. And again, as much as that was like, oh, I got to get this out, like it was just so fulfilling to like challenge myself on to like write a full book and then to like put it out there into the world. And I get that same like, I'd say like high or like feeling from writing BRICKA as well. It's just like telling great stories, inspiring people. I don't know, the written word is, I think, really, it's so elemental, right? Like in design, you have so many things you can pull from, right? Like you can make things look cool. You can, like, I was a product designer at Bose, like you can make something out of metal and all stuff. Like word, there's nowhere to hide. Like it's literally like the text.
Yeah.
So I like that constraint and challenge.
So you mentioned designing like forever. So let's go back in time with Lego story then. Lego from early childhood.
Yeah. So I started building Lego. I think when I was around like 7 or 8 years old. My parents bought my first set. It was the forest, like river fortress. It's kind of had like these two like trees, and it was like a castle on like a water or like a blue like base plate. It had like the little like blue green kind of like forest men, like little Robin Hood guys.
Yeah.
And oh my god, man, I loved that set. And I had like a much like smaller, like just had a bin of Legos too. But I would take that set and like other, like I think I had like a ship, a couple other like things. And I remember the floor of my basement as a kid had this like really like low pile, like calling it a carpet is probably like being very generous, but it was blue. And the base plate was blue on that thing. And I just picture it as like this big ocean. And so what I would do is like we always had craft supply. Like I had this green poster board. I would like cut this green poster board to be like islands on this like ocean. And then I would had like the river fortress. I'd have like some other structures. And I would just like create these worlds and like play. And then I think it was maybe like a year later, I got another sort of like theme going, which was like the M-tron. Do you know, like the magnet? It was like red with like the lime green windshields.
Yep.
And so I had like a big vehicle, I had a couple other ones. And so then the stories evolved into like either someone from M-tron, which like a space guy, would travel back in time to like the castle days and like have adventures, or like, you know, one of my little Robin Hood guys would travel to the future. And so like I don't know, I used it as like a storytelling mechanism like from the beginning, which is so interesting. Like my kids, they do that, but like I was very much like a build the set and like incorporate it into like narrative play. My kids, I have 4 kids, they build a set, they have narrative play, but that set is only in its form for about 24 hours. Like even my 3-year-old will like get a fire truck set, build the fire truck, and within 12 hours, the fire truck has been atomized and he has now built like a fire plane. Like that is that's their day. That's their whole week is that. Like, and then we have, of course, like art, like a big bin, and they just create whatever. But it's just so interesting for me to see how they play versus, and now, you know, they're, you know, what, I was like 7 or 8, 9 then, like my kids are still young. They might get to that more like narrative play and like leaving sets. But yeah, so did a lot, like built a lot, and like, gosh, I kept building M-tron. I feel like even like as a teen, and then in college, I went to school for design, and we would actually use Lego to like make prototypes and like try things out. So I went to school for industrial design, and, you know, you can make models out of anything. Like if you had a product idea that you're working on, you could make it out of wood, make it out of, we used to do a lot of like the insulation foam, you know, like the blue and pink stuff you get at Home Depot.
Yep.
I mean, I would like double stick tape that into like a big chunk and you carve it. And then Lego, yeah, we'd use Lego as well. But then, yeah, so after like I got my first job out of college at Bose, and definitely that's like when my dark age began, just like becoming a full-on like adult with like bills and like a real job, and I loved my job designing products. And then, yeah, like I said, I think I was saying earlier, like kind of noodle around it, like maybe would grab a set if it's really like I'm really into Iron Man, and so like I have a lot of like Iron Man sets. But it was really like having our kids and going on. I've been, in Massachusetts, I mean, we are so blessed to like have like real parental leave benefits. And then even in my business at the design museum, we gave even more. So like 12, 16 weeks, I would take, not off, definitely not off, but you're there, with the kids and you get the big bin of Lego. Oh, my mother-in-law had like saved my wife's Lego as a kid. So like that was a huge infusion.
Wow.
And yeah, with every, like, 4 kids, every parental leave, like building more, pushing myself more, like getting into like BRICKA Studio and like designing things. The kids are like giving me requests.
Oh yeah.
The family really builds around, but and just like ordering pieces on BRICKA. Yeah, and then just like fully getting it. Now I'm like, fully in. Like I just ordered. Well, he was nice enough to his handle, I think, is anything but yes. And I'm like a huge Pacific Rim fan, that movie. And I've always been like, why is there not like a Gypsy Danger like Lego set? Like it just seems like someone has dropped the ball. And I don't know if he saw a post they did or what, but so he sent me the instructions, and then I just did like a big BRICKA order. So I can't wait to build that mock or that. Well, it's not technically a rebrickable, but anyway, yeah, I just love. I'm always building a set at any given time. I find it extremely relaxing. Although I don't know if this one's been relaxing, but I'm building the Ornithopter right now.
Oh, okay.
June. There's a lot going on in there to like make the wings, to make the wings go. But yeah, I'm always building the set, and then always usually have like a studio project that I'm like noodling on at the same time.
For studio stuff, is that stuff that you're actually trying to like submit for builds, or is that just purely for personal?
Yeah, it's mostly for me. Although I don't know. Then I started like I did this like bee. I haven't built it physically, but I had a picture. It became sort of like the unofficial mascot of BRICKA. It's just this fat little bee, and I've gotten so many requests for the instructions and like, oh, you should make it a set. And I'm like, oh God. But no, yeah, no, mostly like it's been my kids. My kids were like, oh, could you make like bugs? And so I'd like for them, I started doing the bee. I did like a grasshopper and just like did like chunky, that's like these like fat little. And then I started like my one right now, it's purely for me. I'm like a huge Mega Man fan from like when I was a kid. Yeah. And I've seen Mega Man builds, and it's just, he's a tough character to do because he's so like rounded. And so I'm just trying to like, what's my take on like Mega Man? What really inspired me was the, I don't know if you could see
the Hulkbuster.
Well, the Hulkbuster for sure, but the, I got the Mario Kart, like the pretty big one that recently came out. I was like, Pam, I can't. Yeah, there he is. I was like, I've been thinking about Mega Man, and I was like, oh, that scale could probably be doable for like a standalone, like standing little Mega Man with like his little, arm cannon. So that's like my current, like I'm trying to do that. And then like I also like have collaborations, which has been fun. So I guess I can talk about it since he's been putting it online, but been working with Modern Brick House on their next product. I don't have it within arm's reach, but we're collaborating on it. It's like basically like a terracotta flower pot. And I will take no credit for the design. That's all Oliver Parr. But I've been doing the basically we're trying to take the instruction manual and make it more like editorial. So like building instructions meets BRICKA, and so we end up calling it like the builder's guide. And so I basically have designed like the instruction booklet that will go in with the product. So that's been fun. A lot of time in studio on that one, just like exporting vector graphics for the instructions, but I love it. It's fun.
trying to picture Mega Man at that scale.
Yeah.
Would you? Well, Mega Man's face is always exposed.
Yeah. So he's got like this, and I kind of have these like curved pieces kind of framing his face, and that, but it comes to a point. That's so it comes to a point here, and that's like a very like domed, curved helmet, but that also has like rectilinear elements, kind of almost like a mohawk down the back. And he's got these like giant eyes, which I'm like, okay. Like I've got the Cricut machine, I can do like graphics. So yeah, I'm like very much stuck on the head. I'm like very much in. I'm like, if I can crack the head, like I feel like the body, like there's enough out there to like. I mean, I love what Lego did with Mario's hands. Like his hands are so perfect. But yeah, that one I had, like I said, I was noodling on Mega Man, and I saw that, I was like, oh, I can do this. I can pull this off. Which is fun as a channel. Like I spent like most of my like my entire career at Bose, and then even farther, like using CAD programs, SolidWorks, Rhino, like building product in a virtual space. So when I learned about Bricklink Studio, it was like my worlds. I remember one of my best friends, Corey. I think he might have sent it to me. But I was like, part of my brain was like, this is the best day of my life. And then the other half was like, oh my God, like I am in so much trouble. Because to me, it's as relaxing as, maybe not as relaxing as doing it physically, but it hits the similar sort of like neurons for me of like the puzzle. Like, okay, you got reference images of Mega Man, and you're like, okay, how am I going to like achieve this? I mean, even like my kids wanted the video game controller, and it was like, okay, like how am I going, and like getting inspired by like, I was like, I love this like kind of corner round, and then like the wedge, and I was like, how can I like make this form like go all the way around? And yeah, that was like the start. And then like, okay, I've got to get the joystick moving. And anyway, I think of it, it's different. Like the sets for me are like sit down and just totally like the instructions are there to tell me what to do, and I'm just in Zen mode. Mm-hmm. And then with Bricklink and like my own like mock building, it's like it's the puzzle aspect, and like when you really crack it, you're like, oh yes, that looks awesome. And then you order the parts, and you're like, indeed, yes, it is awesome.
Oh, Sean rolled in. Hey, Sean, good to see you. Yeah. So, what do you think about the 18 plus Mario line? Do you like pretty much all of it?
Yeah, I think so far. I've really only built personally the Mario Kart, but like I've seen the Bowser, the bigger Bowser set, and I've heard like great. I want to pick it up. Like eventually, I will get it. I did pre-order Luigi, the Mach 4 or whatever his cart is. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, I think that the scale is cool. I was even thinking like I would love them to take it even farther. Like, where's the Zelda like equivalent of that? Like, give me Link at that scale with like the Master Sword, right? Or like Zelda at that scale. Like, I think there's something. I'm also like, I get really into minifigs in terms of like the storytelling aspect. I'm not like a collector of them. Because people are like, oh, there's the Link minifig. I'm like, no, I want like a Link sculpture. I want like the Pokemon, right? And maybe that's starting to like, maybe we will get like Zelda and some of these other like Nintendo, like Kirby. Like I would love like an official Nintendo like Lego Kirby set would be. And the play feature could be, I don't even know what the play feature, something about like his mouth opening or something. But yeah, I've been into those. I'm definitely more on like the Mario, Zelda side, not a huge Pokemon person, but I would love to have Pikachu. I haven't picked that up yet.
I'm a little surprised you didn't do the Mario Yoshi thing. I mean, it's very 2D, but for the mechanics of it,
I've seen it. I've seen it in person. I don't know. Like for me, yeah, it didn't. I've been trying like to figure out like what the like X factor is, like to like get me to like pull the trigger on a set. and that one didn't hit it for me. It was like two-dimensional. I'm very much into like character, like here, like I went to Bricks and Minifigs, Newton. I was the first customer, which was so cool.
That's awesome.
And I got Mini Groot, and he spoke to me.
He
Like he's a little character, like, you know, all the bugs that I do like have eyes. Like I just like bringing things to life with him. That's why I think like the Mario, the Luigi, certainly like the Hulkbuster, and like even I'm not a Fortnite person, but like I picked up Mecha Team Leader like immediately because I was like, this is so cool.
Because it's awesome. Yeah,
it's awesome. It looks like it's like alive. Like I think that's probably like my biggest. Like I love the scaled up minifigs. I want to get more of those. I'd love to see more of those. Honestly, I would love to. Like my dream would be to have an Iron Man scaled up minifig. That would just be like Lego, if you're watching. That would be so epic. And they're making their way like through sort of the classics, but like that one to me would do really well. I'd probably buy a couple of them.
Yeah, I thought we were going to get the upscaled Vader this year, but apparently we just got that bust instead. Which
yeah, that one's okay. I did the Iron Man bust. I mean, I have to make every Iron Man. I even see over here. I just picked up. I got this at Brickcentric because I had to buy a set. You know, I got the like Iron Man brick head. So I have like an Iron Man thing. We kind of have to put that aside. The busts, I'm okay with.
Yeah. So for the UCS Hulkbuster, did you leave it in its like intended form, or did you do the rebreakable? And
I left it in its like Lego official form, and then I built it. You probably can't see, it's so dark back there, but I got also the buildable figure that fits in.
Yep.
And that blew my mind. My kids, like, I feel like they at that point when I had gotten that, they could never even fathom that like there could be space like within a build. You know what I'm saying? Like every build's solid, and to like open up that Hulkbuster and like have, and they haven't seen like any movies. Like I just showed them the original 4, 5, and 6 of Star Wars. That was like a couple weekends ago. That was amazing. But anyway, so they haven't seen, but I showed them the Age of Ultron like clip, like when Hulk is going crazy and like Veronica, you know, and Iron Man kind of like slides in, and then I showed them that, and they were like, "This is amazing." But then they wanted me to build. This is like I hope Lego does it before I have to put the effort in, but they want me to do a Hulk at that scale. At
man,
scale. That's been a request from the kids that eventually I will have to do, but maybe Lego will do it first. Save me the trouble.
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Lego and human faces are not the best pairing.
No, and again, that's why I think they got Mario with like the eyes, and they did the custom element for the nose. You got the mustache. Like they did a couple things that like made it passable. Even the it's obviously a human face, but like some of the stuff they did on I have the like Baby Yoda, Grogu, and like his little hover thing. Like I love his little face. But yeah, like human, like it's got to go to the cartoon, like area, like zone. This is obviously not a human face, but I love this. I know like some people didn't like this set, but I loved it. I love the play feature. I love rolling him around, his little head like moving around. Makes me so happy.
Yeah, I just think of the buildable, which one was it? Wolverine.
Oh yeah,
with that face, like the construction figure, whatever they call it there.
Yeah, or even the like, and they're fine. Like I'm not. There's the Harry Potter, like when they're in the blue car and like they have those.
Oh yeah,
and, like
that was rough.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah.
Well, and the new Yoda bust.
That one is a
tough.
huge mess. That one is. I don't think I could bring that. My kids like, so I just showed them Star Wars. Like they think of Yoda as this like cute, cuddly guy. And to show them that would haunt their waking hours.
Yeah, it's tough. And it's strange because some of the things that you've mentioned, you've seen what they're capable of.
Totally.
And they can put out such a great product and then they just suddenly can't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how that passed any kind of review stage and made it onto the market.
I know. Having worked at Bose and now my day job is working at Edward Jones, like the organizational dynamics. I can picture the meetings where like we got to get this out the door. Like we're rushing to meet some like arbitrary opportunity that like we said we were going to do 2 Star Wars busts this year and we got to do them. It's like, I will say the positive, like working at Bose and working at Edward Jones, they're both private companies. Like there's less of that. I can only Lego is too.
Lego's private.
These artificial like pushes to, and their earnings report, like pause on the Yoda bust to get it right. Like, or do like a teaser from behind to be like, that's something I really wish Lego. I'm not like a Lego critic. It's a company. I'm not like a Lego like worshiper or anything like that. But like, I'm like, be more in the community and kind of like even like tease like even what you could be working on. I don't know. I don't think it harms to like even have. I hope to have someday like their designers like in the magazine. That would be so cool to show a little behind the scenes. But like, I don't think it would be bad to like show like a halo light of like the back of Yoda's head to be like coming soon, and then like really just freaking get it right.
Yeah, it makes no sense. I'm pretty sure, all of these sets were developed long before they hit the market.
Absolutely.
So
many people have seen.
Yeah,
many.
Like, who's like stepson designed this thing that somebody up the food chain had?
That's the organizational dynamics that you just don't. The other one that it's these companies can do whatever they want. But the otter, like the otter that's like laying back, like the Lego Ideas one was like literally a work of art. It is like so it hits that X factor of like it came to life, like it's there, like it has like almost like soul to it. And then what was like released was like, no, that doesn't look. That's not hitting the. But again, like some people like I don't have to like every Lego set that comes out. Like there's other brands. I'm also like not like Lego. I'm like brand agnostic. Like if there's another, I just built this amazing I Am Brick set. It's like this like mech robot. So cool. Like I picked it up like day one. As soon as it came out, I bought it. So to me, it's more like, what are the cool designs that like speak to me? And quality. I don't want like it's not like fully like AliExpress or whatever knockoffs. But there's some other like cool brands out there.
Yeah, what was it? Brick Babe and her stream yesterday. I'm not even gonna try to guess when it was. I am terminally online. She was showing off a Brickcraft set. Brickcraft did Care Bears.
Oh yeah, I saw those. That was cool.
And they're actually kind of cool. I mean, they did a good job molding the head shape, and it's only a couple pieces, so you can put the little nose on. And
I was digging those.
Yeah, everything's printed.
Yep.
Which
they're doing some cool stuff. I saw there, and it was pure nostalgic. Like it was the Peeps. Like they have a lot of like IP, and it was like the Peeps candy or whatever food brand. And I was like, oh my God, I would love to have like one of these Peep sets. But then they do the Bricktanicals, which look really neat. Who's the? Oh, I mentioned like my sons have been into. Again, I'm just always so surprised, like because I'm in like the vehicles and the characters. He's really into like architecture, and so I got him like the Lumabricks toy store, and he loves it. And the light, like even to see him like he's 6. Like the wires and like how they're making connections, and like he was like, I don't know. I was like, this is so cool to see him like, and it's pretty big. I mean, it was like 6,000 pieces. Like built this shop, and the quality was great. Like it was definitely like if not on par. I think, Lego, I as Raymond has said many times, and I talk, like, Lego is like the luxury brand. Like, tolerances, like, everything's always going to be like perfect, exact. But I think there's these other brands that are like close enough for my money, I'll say, in my experience. And like, pushing maybe in areas that like Lego doesn't. I mean, I love Modern Brick House. Like, I love what they're doing with like these botanical walls. Like, makes me. I loved building that piece. I'm thinking about getting another because it was so cool to like build the frame, and then the instructions kind of ended, and it was like, hey, here's a bunch of like pieces where you can make flowers and greenery and just like do what you want.
Cool.
And that was fun. That was just like and that's the other product. So I'm gonna pull it up. That's really pretty cool. Again, Oliver and Modern Brick House. So like, this is the like flower pot, all bricks, and then like the instructions end, and then you can just build. Like, I built this like little sprig. I need to build more, but you can basically build whatever like plant you want, and then it kind of like anchors in there with the little toe ball thing. And then I love that they like put together like, it's just one by one, plate studs, and it's the dirt, so once I build my plants and I pop them in here, I also love the patterns on the inside. Like, oh, and by the way, like, he's got the 8x8 like grill, so you actually could plant a real plant in here, which I think is so dope. So anyway, like, this is like a separate, different brand, but doing cool stuff. So it's all, I guess, whatever like speaks to me. And then it's nice to it's also like a fun, like, for BRICKA, right? It's like constant product research, like what is out there that's cool and that is like, needs to be investigated. So scratching that itch of like building stuff, like Oliver was like, hey, I'm developing this product, like I'd love to like get your feedback. And so I got to build the prototype, and we talked. Like, that's so cool. Like, as a designer, and then someone who's like trying to like cover the community, that's like pretty much like dream spot to be in.
Awesome. Okay, so hold on. Sorry, that was really strange. My light just randomly got brighter up there while I was looking at it, which is the worst possible timing. Wow, that was an odd one. When you're working on this, do you share the process with your kids? Like, I get to talk to these cool people and look what they're doing.
Yep. So my daughter especially like already considers it like the family business. So I'll skip to like they do like all the fulfillment. So like,
oh, nice.
When issue 1 came out, issue 2 came out, like dining room table empty, and we were just like, the whole family is like stuffing envelopes and sticking labels. Even my 3-year-old literally like peeling and sticking labels and putting them on envelopes. We only had 4 in this. Like, it's all about like, your what's the Six Sigma like defect rate. And my local post office is so nice. Only 4 envelopes were not labeled, but they knew it was me, right? Because I'm the guy who shows up with like 1,000. So they brought them back. But I was like, hey kids, we had 4 returned. But no, so like they really get into like me showing them like who I'm talking to and like the kind of stuff they're doing. It totally blows their minds. And then aside from my 1-year-old, like they each want their own copy. Only my 8-year-old can read. My 6-year-old's close, but like she reads it cover to cover, and then she will talk to me about it, which is like kind of mind blowing. Cool. Like, she'll talk to me about Economico, and I'm like, but yeah, for me, like I'm always like, part of even doing this is like I'm so focused on like being like an involved dad and like being like someone like I've always wanted to be a dad that's like constantly building Legos. Like we don't do a ton of screen time, but my kids know like every Friday night is video game night, and we play Zelda, we play Lego Party, we play Mario Kart. Like, so just being an involved dad, like that was one of the triggers of like, hey, yeah, I'm going to do this because like it's going to be exciting for my kids. Like I was saying earlier, like I want my kids to work the BRICKA booth at shows with me someday. Like that'll be super fun, and just keep a general like joy and like art. My wife's an artist. I'm a designer. Like I think all those things come together where they seeing my kids too. Like my daughter's Girl Scouts, and so she does like a cookie booth and she sells. We'll set up in front of Dunkin' Donuts and sell cookies.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. I've just seen her grow and evolve like as like a human. Like she will talk to people and like sling those cookies. And that's not shade on, the other Girl Scouts are kind of like timid. They're not talking. It's like my daughter has 2 entrepreneurial parents. Like we're selling every day. We're making stuff, we're selling stuff, we're talking about challenges. And so, yeah, I think it's definitely a bonus, but I think in this case for BRICKA, it was like intentional, like, oh, this is something I can do like with my family.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's super. I mean, I always like, this is not like an ego, but it's like, who wouldn't like having a dad who's into Lego is cool enough. I mean, that like to be building like with your kids, like I plan to, like, as long as they're willing to build, like I'll be building with them, and I'll probably be building like well after they're, they've gone into their dark age. But there's something like, again, storytelling and putting this like thing together that I think will be like something that they can engage with anytime.
Yeah, you're the coolest dad right until they reach that age where you're not cool at all. I know. And then it comes back around.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'm definitely, my daughter's like, she's 8, but she's already feels like she's like a teenager and has like, I'm like, oh my God, where did this attitude come from? Where did this like, it's also, I'm like very like into her, especially like as a young woman. I'm like, you know what, you do you. I can handle taking whatever you could throw at me because I want you to throw that at the world that is going to challenge you in so many different ways. And yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah, it's they're too much fun at that age. My oldest is 9. My daughter is 9. So yeah, I get it.
You're right there.
Yeah, they start getting sassy, and it's like, oh
the
no.
Sass is on like, and now I'm getting the like, Dad, and I'm like, how did you even know to say that? Is that just like instinctual at that point? Like, and the eye rolls, and like she doesn't quite know how to roll her eyes, so it's kind of this like her head kind of goes back, but like I know what she's doing. Like she's either embarrassed or has had enough of me.
It's like a seizure in slow motion.
Yeah, that's literally, yeah. I'm like, are you okay? But still, tonight, like just like cuddling, and like, she's very, very into The Legend of Zelda. Like she knows more about the franchise than I could even, like she has read multiple Zelda encyclopedias. Wow. It's insane. Yeah, she really gets in the story and the details, and like, I don't know, we were looking for like some item. We're playing Tears of the Kingdom again because they love it so much. And I'm like, oh, we're looking for XYZ, like shield or something. And she's like, oh, it's over. You just need to go teleport over to that spot. And I'm like, is this fun? But no, she's amazing. Like her level of like detail and that's where I think she also like gets into, she's very into minifigs. Like she's very into like the storytelling aspect of Lego, which I think is really fun and cool. I want to like, one article I'm working with a freelance writer is to write an article about the intersection of Lego and Dungeons and Dragons, and like how people are actually using the Lego system to like create worlds, create characters, create game dynamics. And so I bring that up because like I can't wait for my daughter to read that, and like I hope that'll spark like a D&D. I'm trying to get her into D&D because I think she would just love it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Did you get the D&D CMF series while it was out?
I did not. No, I wish. No, I got the one. Just again, I don't know. It spoke to me. That's like I got the one. It's like the little animal characters, like the lion and the dog, and
okay.
That was like the most recent one, or one of the most recent ones. I think my kids have probably taken those all apart at this point and like reused. Like if I want to, like I have to like keep the minifigs that I want to actually keep, like Doc Brown, Sonny, and Paul, like they must be kept in the sanctuary with the locked door. This is the sanctuary.
Yeah, it's amazing how fast they get disassembled, and you find a head in like a treasure chest instead of on a body somewhere.
I'm telling you, man. We have had to. So we have a Lego room downstairs. I built a custom Lego table for the kids. It's like a big square. Got white base plates, kind of in a square like ring, and then in the middle is like a bin, like where all the parts are. And then we have like the classic kind of like IKEA shelf. And for a while there, I was like building stuff. Like I built Toothless, which I love. It's such a cool. And you're starting to get the stuff that I like, right? He's like this cool character. He's got the big eyes. Yeah, poor Toothless, I don't think exists anymore.
Oh, no.
I was like, oh, that's a cool build to like keep in the kids area. It's fun. It'll be high up. I don't know how they got to it, but they did. But now we've had multiple talks, like stuff. So this whole like dresser has like all like my Marvel and some Star Wars stuff. I came in here one day, every set, including the Hulkbuster, was off that and on the ground, but like set up like they had done. I don't know which kid did it. They won't own up to it, but that's when we had the talk of like anything past that door is like, what is it? President business. Like it is like not to be touched or played with. And then we had to have another talk because I built the Venator class ship from
the UCS?
The UCS, like the giant one. And I literally have nowhere to put it in here. And so it's in my bedroom, which is on the other side of that door. And I'd be like, just because this set is not in the sanctuary does not mean you can touch it. But I come in here and I'll find like, something's off. Like BB-8's antenna is like off, which I thought was funny because it kind of like it gets bent in the movie. Or like, I did the insect collection and like the butterfly's wing will be like, askew. And I'm like, yeah, someone was in here.
Oh, the tiny terrorists.
Oh my gosh. And I'm like, I should be locking on the way out, but it's it's just stuff. Like it's all good. But yeah, I just love having something with them that like we can do together, and that I plan to build through my adulthood. It's like it's such a you can do it forever. So yeah, if they come back to it later, great. It'd be super fun.
Since you like buildable characters, what do you think about the swappable head feature on a lot of these?
It makes great videos.
Yeah.
I do like that. Yeah, I mean, as much as I love like slow media and print media, I love Lego social media. I so much joy from like some of these content creators. I don't know if it's the same person or like did like they have the instruction that's like, oh man, they pan up and it's like,
yep.
Again, that's like the fun and like the joy of the community. And I got like a booster shot of that at BRICKcentric, right? Where it's just like so many cool builds and like some very serious like art level, but then some just like really fun. Like I think what's her name, Brick Huntress did like the Harry Potter like the different houses or whatever. Had like a different kind of diorama for each. It was like so cool. So yeah, I love like that aspect of the community of like people trying stuff and finding it. And I mean, this guy, like I said, sent me a Gypsy Danger. I'm like, hell yeah. Like we need just that level of like creativity and like swapping ideas. Like that's super fun.
Some new arrivals. Let's see. We got Hoarder, Nate Builds, and Odele Dorado. And that is just fun to say.
That is.
Evening, guys.
Hey.
Yeah. No, I hope you make it out to Chicago. It's just huge. It's huge. And you get, because there are the AFOL days, there is time before the public is there for actually getting to know the community a lot better.
Yeah. That was my favorite part of BRICKcentric too, was just like, know everyone and like seeing people that I had, like seen on Lego Masters, like meeting Crystal, seeing Kelly, like that was just super fun. Just like get to know everyone. And that's like just from like a business and a brand, like I got to be there, right? To like, because people, even the public as they were coming through BRICK-centric, you get this kind of like double take of like, because most of the vendors, maybe aside from Jacqueline's Jewelry, are like Bricklink stores, folks like selling minifigs.
Yeah.
And people walking around like see this magazine, and they're like, "Whoa, this is really neat! Like I haven't seen anything like this before." And that was really fun to like kind of stop people in their tracks.
Yeah, I think the only like whatever we'll call him an oddball vendor, I guess, last year that I remember was selling storage solutions, I guess.
Oh yeah, there was one of those there. Yeah.
And then he actually had a really good product too.
I forget what it was, like Kingdom Bricks was the one there, and it looked really cool. And then the other one I talked a lot with was, I think it's called Brick Stuff. It was all like lighting solutions, cool. And I loved his. I was telling him like he did these like programmable, like that's not an LCD screen, a digital screen. They used to be LCD. I don't know what they are. Oh, LEDs now. But it was like, if you were building sort of like a cyberpunk like diorama or building, like you could have like this like screen that's like looping like a video or an animation. I was like, oh, that is so cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, so he manufactures and makes it all himself, and him and his team. So yeah, there's definitely some unique stuff, but there wasn't. The one that I was like curious that I was surprised, because I go to lots of design conferences, and there's always like a book publisher, right, with like a table full of like design books, and I was like, oh, there was no like publisher there with like a bunch of Lego books, or like a DK, like they do so many like Lego minifig, history of Lego minifig. But yeah, no, it was cool to be like that element at BRICK-centric, and yeah, hopefully it could be like that for other shows.
Yeah, with Chicago, a booth will be important, I think, if you're going to do that kind of thing, because what is it, 45,000 people? So it's a bit of an expense if you're going to try to get into those goodie bags.
Yeah, no, that's I don't think I can do that one.
Yeah,
400 A-folds is one thing at BRICK-centric, but yeah, that's like classic too. Like, oh gosh, how many boxes of magazines would I bring? Like, that's the whole.
It's tough.
Yeah, it'd be tough to. But yeah, I shipped boxes out to LA and picked them up. That was easy, but yeah, I guess I gotta reach out to them and see if they have. When is it in the summer?
Let me think. We get there the Monday before. That's June 15th.
Okay.
So whatever the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever it is after that.
Yeah.
It's Father's Day weekend.
Oh, well then, I mean, come on. I don't know about you. I get a lot of leeway on that weekend to like do what I want. That's be the biggest. Well, going to Chicago.
It's so funny how different people are about that, because some people have exactly that attitude. It's Father's Day. It's my weekend. I'm going to do what I want. And then some people are like, oh, it's Father's Day. I can't do it. I need to be home. It's like, it's Father's Day. It's not like the kids' day. They have all of their days. Their day is every damn day. Right?
Exactly. I was, my wife's amazing. And I mean, sometimes I feel like every day is Father's Day because my wife is so great. But yeah, she's like, I think she'd actually be even more excited that it was Father's Day because she's wanting me to like, I mean, she's also like my number one supporter, which is wonderful. Like when I told her, I was like, it's a crazy idea. I'm like going to go to LA with like this booth and these mags. She's like, I was like, I'm sorry, I'm going to miss a weekend. Like, and that's like her break, right? Like she works as a ceramic artist. We have a home ceramic studio. And she's with the kids like all day. So the weekend comes around, it's like, all right, Dad's down here now. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to be here for that weekend. She was like, go do it. Like, you got to chase this. And so, yeah, hopefully I can make that happen, either with a booth or just like to go experience it, which would also be pretty cool.
Yeah, just bring a backpack full and just jam them down people's throats.
Yeah, exactly. No, that was like I shipped the magazines in boxes to UPS, but then like my booth comes it's almost like a golf bag, like with the wheels and like a travel golf bag.
Mm-hmm.
So I had that, and then I had like a portable dolly that like collapses. So I'm like walking through Logan Airport with like, have a booth, just tell me where to set it up. So I feel like I have a good system. Yeah, just gotta see if the timing works and make it happen. See if they'll have me. And there's a bunch. I mean, like I saw like Brick Slopes reached out. They're in, I think, Salt Lake City,
Mm-hmm.
and then another one reached out in Des Moines, I think, Iowa. Smaller, obviously smaller than Brick World, but yeah, I know I can't do them all like with my kids at this age, but yeah, I hope to do more. Just like get out there.
Now, when they reach out, now, I mean, I don't know if you can even answer this, but when they reach out, do they offer to comp the, well, at least entry? That kind of thing?
Oh, definitely. Like I made a deal with Brickcentric, like in terms of like giving magazines, and then like I'm so transparent, maybe more transparent than, but yeah, like we did a trade. Like I think they paid for my hotel, and I didn't have to pay for the booth or the like a full ticket.
Right on.
I'm like, I was like doing the math, like generally, and I'm all about partnerships, right? So I'm like, we're all like, is it win-win-win? Like they're getting a cool thing in the gift bag that like probably people were like, what? No, not probably. People literally came up and they were like, I've gotten gift bags before, but I've never gotten like a high-end magazine like in the gift bag. And then of course for me, the benefit of like just reaching like target audience and like getting in front of people, it's like you can't ask for like better like market reach. And then yeah, similar like the stuff I'm doing with Modern Brick House and like co-branding products and like doing the designing the instructions, like these are all just things of like getting the BRICKA brand out there as like a high quality, like premium. I mean, the photography for that flower pot is like so epic. It's like some of the best photos of anything like brick based. I mean, it helps that like you have like a plant, like a real plant in there, so you get this cool effect. But yeah, so that was a good. I don't know. Can I make that same deal for every show? No. Can I even make that deal more than once a year? Probably not. I mean, 400 magazines. I mean, that's, the math.
It's a lot.
The maths pretty quickly. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm always looking for, different lugs sometimes reach out, which I'm great. They're like, oh, can you give us some magazines? I'm like, well, I don't know if I can give them. I'm like, well, why don't I give like a subscription that you can like raffle off? Like that's something that I could like, it's a little more accessible.
Oh, we'll talk about that another time. You just threw an idea in my head there.
Nice.
But yeah, that's for another time. So lugs reaching out, that's kind of wild. I wouldn't have thought of that one.
Yeah, it's cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
lugs are a weird thing.
Yeah, I'm really not engaged with one, so I couldn't say. Well, but the LA lug was like a big part of Brickcentric. So I got to kind of see that. And I mean, community is like so important. So like if that's where people are getting it, fantastic.
Yeah. Lugs feel like Lego's version of a criminal enterprise to me. They got there are all these like secret little meetings going on, and they have, it's Lego's blessing to some degree, but not exactly.
Right.
And are you a real lug or what are you?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's where it does kind of like, I just have I'm like, just let people get together. Like yeah, I mean, obviously there's like a business reason for it. But yeah, I get really excited when like I said, Echo, like doing his workshops, the printmaker in Singapore, like she has like a kit and then she brings like 20 of them to a school and like that, like I'm talking to someone, I think on Friday, who could potentially write an article about, she's going to start doing like these mindfulness sessions at the public library using Lego to like develop mindfulness and like therapy aspect. I was like, tell me more. So yeah, I think that's something I love about Lego is like bringing people together, whether it's like your family or others, like, and like the labels around it, lug, whatever. Like, I don't know. That's why people are like telling me like, oh, you need like a BRICKA ambassador program, and I'm like, oh boy.
No,
I just like, can we just be people? Like, I feel like, you reached out, like Kelly is like, awesome, and she's been like sharing posts, like she's gonna do like some almost be like a spokesperson, like do some videos like talking about why she loves BRICKA, just like genuine, like real. Like I said, Raymond's been like, I feel like I can call Raymond anytime. Like anyone who's been in the magazine, Jacqueline, like Brickcentric was my first Lego convention, not first with a booth, like my first ever going to one, period. Awesome. Jacqueline was like, let me give you the lay of the land and like how this works. Like, so I don't know, like this whole idea of, if people find it cool and like want to share it and like want to be part of it, like I hope people see that, by the way, like in my, like, I think people are surprised like when they email BRICKA like for customer service, and I'm like, hey, I'm like, let me help you with that. Or like, we're having my app, we're having trouble with like issue 2 permissions. And so I've just been like, if it's not working, if you just email me. And they're like, what? And I'm like, just send me an email and there's like a fix I can do and I'll do it for you. And like I do it, and people are like, I'm really trying to like, BRICKA is not this like mega corporation. Like it's literally like, it's a human behind it. And that's why like even on our social channels, like I've had people being like, oh, you really post like I post the Lego table like that I made in my house. Like I post like my own builds. Like I'm a human being and I happen to like do this magazine. I'm really trying to not make BRICKA into this like separate, like, I don't know what you would maybe people expect, like, oh, it's a publisher, it's like Condé Nast, like it's this big thing. Like, no, it's like one dude who loves Lego and loves chatting with people. Maybe, probably changes as it grows, but for now it's like that human aspect is really important to me.
Yeah, you're a private gallery. You're not Pier 1 Imports.
Exactly.
What would happen to them.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if I like need an ambassador program when I already have people like thinking it's super cool and sharing it. And I don't know, again, maybe it's all different seasons of any business, of any life, like it could change, but I mean, I even had someone reach out back to like that there's no like Boston Lego convention. They were like, you should make BRICKA Fest. And I was like, okay, well, I'm really focused on just making a high quality product. Now, who knows the future? I mean, my previous business was like creating traveling exhibitions that toured around the United States, teaching people about design. Like, could do events. The other piece for me, like, is like I have a full-time job. Like I'm focused on like making this a great product, and who knows like where the future will take it.
Yeah, I also don't think people understand what event space costs out here.
Oh my gosh, like where would you even? I was trying to think at Brickcentric. I was like, the only one that I could, like, if you're Boston is like the Castle, like where like they do like the
boxing.
And box like those events, because it's pretty bare bones.
Yeah.
When you get down to it, when you get inside, like it is not like it's nowhere near the convention center or anything fancy. Yeah.
That was actually a cool place for a beer tasting. It was very.
Oh yeah, so that's what I've mostly gone to, like brewery, like Oktoberfest things there. It's awesome. So that was one on my mind, and then there's like the Somerville Armory, which could be cool. Anyway, yeah, I can't even. There's too many ideas, right? There's like, you could, right now as like a dad, I'm like focused, like trying to make the best magazine possible and then build the brand. My previous business, the design museum, like we went in so many different directions. We were a nonprofit too. So we were just like trying to like chase opportunities and like stay alive. So we were doing exhibitions, events, magazine, like workshops, swag. Like we were just all over the damn place. So I think I learned my lesson of like focus business, like make a quality product that people want, people enjoy, and just keep making it. They can depend on it, right? Like March 1st, June 1st, September 1st, December 1st, like they're gonna get BRICKA in the mail, and it's gonna be like an exciting moment.
So wait, say the date on that again.
So March 1st, June 1st, September 1st, and December 1st.
June 1st. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, that's a big gap, but it's going to feel like about 5 minutes between issues.
For me, yeah. I don't know. For others, it's been, between issue 1 and issue 2, some people I think were like, oh, I can't believe I'm getting another one. And some people were like, the 3 months was like a long. The quarterly magazine is tough for like, I would say, especially for people who subscribe in the middle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like what happened with issue 1, and it's going to happen with issue 2. Like, I don't know. I have to look at what my inventory looks like, but at some point, probably in like early April, like probably going to run out of issue 2. So then like mid-April, someone's going to subscribe and be like, can't wait for my issue 2 to arrive. But that's not how magazines work. Like you will be getting issue 3. Like that's, so that's been, I think, and it's all about, I think people are really excited about it, and it's new, right? So that was with issue 1. Like people were like, they subscribed sort of like in the issue 2 time frame, but we're expecting issue 1. Hence, again, going, I did the other print run. But I'm hoping as like we get, issue 2, issue 3, issue 4, issue 5, like, I don't think people are like subscribing to issue 5 and being like, I got, like, why isn't issue 1 part of my subscription? It's like, we're past that point. But all those were signals to me that people are just like really excited about it. And typically what I see today, which is like, I'm just so grateful for people's support on this, is like people subscribe. Like I'll see the subscription order come through, and then I'll see the back issue order for issue 1 come through as like a 1-2 punch. And I'm like, this person is totally down.
Yeah. Well, maybe every 6 weeks or so, you should sneak 2 or 3 copies of the first issue onto eBay at like $150 or something.
That's right. Tell you what, some people have specifically reached out to buy a handful, because I think they are going to be limited. It will end. Yeah. So that's cool. That's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, build up your hype, get get the aftermarket moving.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I want to have a healthy back issue as I grow. Like it's tough now. I kind of have to like, just numbers wise, try to estimate like the exact quantity that I think is going to like cover subscriptions. But yeah, over time, who knows?
What was his name? Robert Whitaker. That was his name. It was a guy from Cambridge. He taught at, it might have been Harvard he taught. He put out a book called The Map Maker's Wife. Incredible book.
Yeah.
Very good book. I actually met him because I installed the fence in his backyard.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Real good guy. I've always read a lot, so we get to talking about that. And he's like, oh, have you read my book? No, you haven't, because nobody has. Let me give you a copy. And awesome guy. Quite a few people read his book. He sold 200,000 copies or something.
I've definitely heard of that book. I haven't read it.
And but same kind of thing. It's, you don't know how many copies to make. And he's like, I forget the number, but it was 2,500, 3,500 copies of the book in his basement. He's like, you want one? You're welcome to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean so print on demand for books has come a long way. So that's my book is print on demand. I still have a box though that I bought. But yeah, that's kind of a fun thing with print on demand, of like getting an order and you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
But it's like I would never like it's not that it's bad. I was able to do like a cool like cover material, but it's just like classic But yeah, carry no inventory on it, which is really neat. But yeah, it's like just for the magazine. Whew, constant battle. My wife's probably so sick of me, like these 2 issues both times of like going back and forth across the quantity numbers, and she was just like, just pick one, just go.
Yeah. Well, now you have some evidence to base things off of.
Yeah, I definitely have like a growth rate projections, and generally like a padding, number that I can put in. So that helps.
Yeah. You're going to get into year 2 and have all of your stuff figured out. No, that's not true.
Yeah.
Nobody ever has all of their stuff.
Yeah, never figured out, but like even now, like I'm very much like a systems guy. So like designing systems around like a lot of people like, how are you doing this? Like in addition to a full-time job, it's like all comes down to like organization and systems.
Yep. It's huge.
Right? It's like I have like a production pipeline of like, okay, if the articles have gone from like an idea to actually like reaching out to the people to like interview photography, like I'm just moving these cards, across the Kanban board, and like keeping everyone's addresses straight. Like again, like that system around the subscription, like data, like address data, and like who gets what when. I mean, I obviously can't imagine doing that like by hand. Like I use Notion. It's like a database program or like a cloud-based tool. Yeah, I can't imagine. And I use Zapier, like is like zapping data from like my website to Notion to Stripe, like, and like I said, I couldn't have done this without ChatGPT, but it's amazing what you can put together. So yeah, I hope to like even refine. Like I even like always set goals for myself, like this first year, definitely like grow subscribers. And not just growth for growth, but like growth because like there's a good product that people want.
Yep.
And then the other piece I had was like just operational excellence. Like I don't want people waiting. Like someone's probably going to listen to this and be like, Sam didn't do this for me. But like, if someone like either got lost in the mail or like I was tracking one and like UPS just like lost it, like within a day, certainly within like 12 hours, I'm like, no worries. I'm just going to send you out another, like, want you like to get your issue. And then if we find it or it gets returned to me, it's fine. It's just like the operational excellence of like treating people good, like fulfilling orders, in a timely manner, because it's easy for it to slip. I mean, I'll get like 40 Shopify orders for issue 1 back issues. And I'm like, okay, I got to find the time to like print the labels, get this going. But those are the small things that I think like mean a lot for a brand. So people like trust that like the quality product, quality service. So yeah, this year is like quality product and just like operating at like a level that like people maybe don't even realize it is just me, but maybe are pleasantly surprised when there's like a real human on the other side.
It's amazing how much grace people will give you just because of fast shipping. It's like they ordered it 2 days later, suddenly it's in their hand. It's like, all right, well, a corner is a little banged up because the mailman sucks or whatever, but at least it got here fast. Well,
Yeah. That's something too. Like about the experience, like I flashing these up without, but like I send each issue in an envelope that I have like a BRICKA stamp. I stamp them all. So I'm like, I can't send this beautiful magazine just like through the mail system unprotected. And for the most part, it's worked. I've had, I think, only 1, maybe 2 issues like arrive like not how we want them to be, and that's out of thousands. So, but that's it's time, it's expense, but also the kids help.
Yeah, and at some point you sell enough, you can get them, already pre-printed, so you don't have to stamp them anymore.
Exactly. As you get to those levels, there's definitely like some break points and from a business model standpoint for magazines where it's like the issues are variable, right? New person subscribes, like you got to print another one, like, so that cost never change. That's variable. That will grow with the subscribers. It'll just keep growing. Then there's like the fixed costs of photography, my time, and so there's like these interesting like pivot points or break points where like you start covering those fixed costs and then you can start to do some of these things like print the envelopes, like make life a little bit easier. Hire another writer, to take some of the writing load. So I'm definitely like tracking those breakpoints in the business model pretty closely to make sure I can. And then like what's the marketing is like I could pour everything into marketing, but then like my product wouldn't be where it needs to be. So striking that balance.
Yeah, it's really hard to figure out where your return is coming from on marketing sometimes.
Oh my God.
Because, you run a traditional ad campaign and it's like, okay, well, all of the data is right there. It's visible. It's in front of you.
Yeah.
But what's it worth to add a sticker in with every envelope?
Yeah.
Or
what I just did with BRICKcentric, right? Like put it in the gift bags. Like now I get a little bit of at least like anecdotal or qualitative feedback around like, so I saw like doing BRICKcentric, I saw definitely a boost in California based subscribers. Like I could just see it.
Yep.
So those people who came and saw it didn't subscribe there, but saw it. And then just like the general, like, it's going to be like vibe or like the ripples that come out of something like that, where like, oh, someone reaches out that learned about it. Or even like what I did with, Ken and Bricks and Minifigs, like they're wholesaling. So they're buying the issues, but like you saw BRICKA, like because Ken and I formed a partnership. So yeah, though it's tough to, or like what I'm doing with Modern Brick House, like co-branding this product, like designing the builder's guide, like people will learn about the magazine through that, but like how many? It's like it's a ton of effort. Yeah, there is something like warm and cozy about just like a classic like meta like Facebook and Instagram ad campaign where you're like, they saw the ad, they clicked, there's like the pixel, they converted, and they're a customer. Like that's awesome. But yeah, the rest, like I try to take like I'm very like on it in terms of like the business model and my budget, but for something like a BRICKcentric, you kind of like suspend disbelief a little bit of like, I'm not a gambler at all, but I almost like, hey, I'm going to Vegas and I've got like this much to spend, and like I might lose it, but I might get something. And that's my mentality with those types of marketing. Definitely on like the traditional, that's funny to call it traditional, but like the meta ads, or like, Google ads, like I want to see a return, and I can see it black, it's right there in numbers.
Well, that trip is also a tax write-off for you. So at least there's some kind of benefit there.
There's all kinds of, and it'll ripple out, like I said, in terms of like connections. And I've had people reach out that like, hey, if you're not going to be at a show, like I would sell your magazine like in my booth. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. That's really interesting. So yeah, who knows, like opportunities build on opportunities. And I've had that mindset in my previous business. I definitely have it for this of like, you're open, if you're open, like things either come to you or it's easier to like how you messaged me about like being on the show. I think I messaged you back within like 20 minutes or even faster. Like, that sounds awesome. Some of these, like with with Modern Brick House, I'm like, I'm going to think through this from like a business standpoint. This makes sense. But for the most part, it's like, how can I get BRICKA in front of the right people? And if I'm confident in the product, which I am, like if it speaks to them, perfect.
They say you need to put your name in front of people, I don't know, whatever it is, like 12 times before it's fully drilled in.
Definitely.
So you just keep pounding them.
That played out even in LA too. Like people are like, oh, you know what? I saw this on Instagram, but I didn't really realize what it was. And I'm like, come on over and like pick one up and like feel it and like check it out. And vice versa, like, or people being like, hey, I subscribe, or my friend subscribed and I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta have it. So yeah, that's what I think now is like, how do I, because I think it's hitting like Ken had said this, like it's just unique in the market, just making as many people aware of it as possible.
Yep.
I think is crucial. And then continuing to like, what are the stories that need to be told, and the images and art that needs to be celebrated.
Yep. Get very loud. Very loud.
Yep.
Wave your hands.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. The flappy hand dancing guy. But yeah, you know, that's what the BRICKcentric. I'm always on the lookout for like unique. I mean, everyone's running Instagram and Facebook ads. There's just so much noise. Like, what are the unique opportunities to like get the brand out there? They're interested in that.
Yeah, I miss the days of guerrilla marketing.
Yeah,
hanging out in Kenmore Square and just jamming flyers in people's hands.
My design museum business, we were a museum without a building. So we literally were like a circus. Like we would like move around the city. We did stuff at Logan Airport. We did exhibitions at City Hall, Mass College of Art. And it did feel like that. It felt like this like guerrilla, like not only were we like doing these exhibitions and teaching people about design, but we're also marketing ourselves by just like being in Copley Square, or like being like at an empty retail spot in downtown Crossing. So yeah, I'm like, how do you do that for like a, you know, a print, like Lego focused magazine? Not sure, but I think there's some cool. Someone came to my booth at BRICKcentric and they were like, "Are you a builder?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "You should have your builds like here, like right next to the magazine." And I'm like, "Oh, maybe that would be kind of cool." I just hadn't even thought of that as like a option, or so who knows.
That's hard to do that far from home.
Oh, definitely. Oh my God. Seeing what these folks were doing, who like were local and like pulling in, like, it'd have to be small stuff.
Everybody shows up 2 days early with the U-Haul, and what are you doing?
Yeah. So a couple I met, is it Dave and Mackenzie? He's arcade bricker, and she's American bricker. He did like the Excite bike. I don't know if you've seen that. It's like has a motor and you can actually.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he brought a new build, which was a Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Oh, cool.
And so I saw the build. It's so cool. And you can actually like move the Tony Hawk, and like the ramps change. And anyway, so he put on Instagram, he's like, "I'm in LA. Like, I know Tony, you're in Los Angeles as well. Like, if you see this, like, I'd love to come show you." And he's on Lego Ideas, so he's trying to like generate like. Anyway, Tony Hawk reached out, and they were able. The whole family went. They had their 2 kids with them too. Went to Tony's like office that has his half pipe and everything. And on Instagram, there's a video of Tony like using the build. It's so cool.
That's great.
I mean, that is the kind of stuff where you're like, I don't know. It's just, I just love that about this community. The creativity, the connection, because it's Lego. Like, I think I had even seen this too. Like Tony Hawk, like built a modular half pipe. Like he can customize his internal kind of like skate park, and had talked about like being like Lego. Like I can like Lego block these things and move them around. And so Dave's like interviewing about like that, and then showing him this. I was like, this is it.
Wow.
So cool. Yeah. And it's in person. I feel like we need more of that, like especially post COVID. Like we just need like in-person community and connection. So it's pretty awesome.
Man, there's a reason Tony Hawk is a legend, and it's not just because of how he is on the skateboard.
Cool guy, just like the whole thing about him impersonating, like people like stop and they're like, "You look just like Tony Hawk." I mean, that is like some of my favorite stuff.
Oh, he is the best.
He's like, "Oh yeah, I get that a lot." Doesn't correct him.
And what is it? I forget what the combination is. Was it his daughter and his son and Kurt's daughter or something like that?
Something like that. Yeah.
Got married and had a kid. It's
wild.
Man, it's our youth just jammed together.
Yeah, that's like, it's all right there. But again, that's what I mean. It's like, it's very human. It's like personal. It's relationships.
Yeah.
I know that's something, it's physical materials. That's like when I'm trying to like, AI is coming in, man. I'm just like trying to like connect with other humans, like tell stories, and like stuff like, even though that, that all played out on social media, which is great. Like, I love that we can all like participate. Like I'm like, I can't believe this happened. so cool. Like, it's great.
It's so funny you mention AI. I've written exactly 2 blog posts for the Brick Dynasty website, and they've both basically been AI.
Oh, wow.
And I just fed it the transcript for one of our shows and said, "Hey, turn this into a blog post." And then I yelled at it for a little while because it just didn't sound right and went back and forth.
Yep. A lot of training required. It's it's obviously gonna improve, and AI. I could talk about AI for hours.
We don't need to go down that route.
Yeah, we can go down that route. I'll just say I have a love-hate relationship with it.
Yeah. And now it's even teaching itself to do terrible things.
Yeah,
which is mind-blowing. Well,
I'm at the like alarmist point on it. I'm just like, oh god, do we need to be like checking ourselves as a human species? I'm like, I also I'm a huge sci-fi fan, and not because of AI, just because I just love the show. So I've rewatched Battlestar Galactica, the reboot, like I don't even know how many times. So I just rewatched it all 4 seasons again, and like if you've seen it, I don't know, spoiler alert, it's been out long enough though. Like the final scene is like all the robots and stuff that were available in 2009. And even then the whole idea was like, it was kind of being like alarmist of like, hey, we could be like making Cylons. And like, now I'm like, dude, I'm pretty sure like we're at Cylon like level, or like right at the cusp of it. And obviously like countless other examples of like why not to do this. So I'm like, I don't know, our regulatory or like laws and even norms cannot keep pace with like the technology. Like we're going to create something that like we can't control. And we're going to be like, man, I really wish we had have thought ahead. Humans, we're just so bad at thinking ahead. We're terrible at it.
Well, the problem is we're actually not, because we put out the movie and then 10 years later we live the movie, and it's like,
You're right.
Didn't anybody watch The Simpsons? Didn't anybody watch The Simpsons? I mean, all of this stuff has been put out in the media, and now it's like we're too stupid to even.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, we're just too stupid to like listen to our own like artists and like storytellers. Yeah. Money is obviously part of it too. Humans love money. There's so many great ways to use it, and I'm like very hopeful on it too. So that's the love-hate. I will say I'm very annoyed by like the Lego, like the AI slop, like Lego. Like if you're on Facebook and it's like, buy your dog as Lego, and it's a total scam. It's like, if you even know anything about Lego, you can very clearly it's not real, but you see people commenting, oh my God, I need one of these. This is so cute. It's like, it's not real.
Yeah.
I think that's me as a designer and an artist too. I'm like, I can almost get behind like, and Grammarly has AI elements, like, there's ways to use it. I don't know if it's just me, again, as an artist and the designer, like when I cite people like using it to make images, and like, I'm just like, oh God, you're just like ripping off some artist somewhere that like their work was stolen and trained with this machine. But hey, that's another, just back to like print. Like I hope it's like a renaissance of like human art and like human creation, and seeing it in person, right? Like witnessing things like happening in real time. Like I hope, like, again, COVID was a weird thing, but like I hope like events and like stuff like Brick World, like people coming together is what's going to be the thing. The computers can like do their thing elsewhere.
Yeah. What do they even call it these days? Lego Life magazine or whatever it is that comes in the mail.
Oh yeah. Yep.
It's watching my daughter react to that coming in the mail is exactly the reaction I want. And it's still happening. It's the joy of the surprise of it's here. She gets to hold it in her hands. There's activities she gets to do. Like no tech involved.
Nope.
She can just grab a marker and just get after it.
Go to town. Yeah. My kids are the same way. It's like, And yeah, just, everyone's like, we're trying not to do as much screen time. They definitely watch some TV, but like trying to keep as much tangibility and like real things in their life, like crafting, drawing. Like we got it's this really cool machine. I forget what it's called because I changed the name because there was like a copyright, but it's basically like a little machine that cuts cardboard. It's got this little like cutting head that like is safe. Like you can put your hand on it and you can even like, they show like you can put hair on it and like it doesn't like grab it. It's literally just like a little, like it's almost like a hole punch. It's just going up and down, a tiny little hole punch. Anyways, you feed the cardboard through it, it cuts it. And so you can like draw patterns on cardboard. So we got it from our kids, like they love it. Like obviously Lego, but like anything physical that they can do. And then like I'm like, I'll get my kid any book that they ever. I'll go broke like buying my kids books. Like I'd be happy to. Tangible, like they're focused. Like I'm just trying to maintain that for them as long as humanly possible. And Lego's a huge part of that. Like that's something that they do, and like that's real. I even like we save all the instruction booklets because if like they want to rebuild something, yeah, we can pull it up on like an iPad. But then I got this kid who's like sitting there on the screen, and my wife's notifications are popping up. It's like,
yep.
No, you want to build that fire truck? Like, let me find it, and like here it is. Yeah, more tangible things. Even though I love technology, I'm not like I'm surrounded by technology right now. But I think we need the human to human connection and like physical things.
If you get I don't know, whatever they are, the paper sleeves, the top load, like 8.5 by 11 sleeves for a 3-ring binder, those are great for manuals.
Oh, that's a great idea.
And you can get the ones that cut the page in half as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of the Lego manuals, you can fit one on the top and one on the bottom, and they're double-sided. It's a joy to flip through them too. You get the big,
my kids would love
D-ring binder full of manuals.
Yeah. They would probably just look at them, honestly. They did like both the I Am Brick set, it was like that robot, like had like a story in the front. Like my kids were like reading it. And then they saw me working on the modern brick house like pot. And I wrote a story. I wrote an article about like the design process. And that's an interesting like element too of like how do you like, and Lego does it too. Like the editor class, like the first couple of pages are like about Star Wars and about the ship, and then it goes into like there was like the designers and like how they did it. Like I would like that piece as well of like getting a little bit of like behind the scenes and like connection, and then start building, of course.
That who was it? Graham Hancock. That's his name. He's the editor of Blocks magazine.
Oh yeah, that's a great magazine.
Yeah. He also wrote the Force of Creativity, the Star Wars Lego book, which is like $90 or $100 on Lego.com. Yeah, same guy wrote that.
That's cool.
He might be an interesting one to talk to.
Yeah. Very cool. Oh yeah, I have seen this on. Yeah, okay. I didn't know what the title was, but I've seen like the book itself.
Yeah, that book, if I remember right, that one sold out like instantly when it first came out, and huge uproar. Everybody in the world was mad as usual. And then in typical Lego fashion, it was like 3 months later, it restocked, and then it just never sold out again and eventually went on sale.
Yeah. Hey, same problem we chatted about before.
Yeah, and people were paying like $300 or $400 for that on eBay. It's like, people never learn. Like, just give them a chance. After the initial run, they always restock. Unless it's a limited edition, they give you a fixed number or whatever.
Right. Mm-hmm.
People with their Pokemon sets.
The whole. I can't go there. That's on like the, oh, I gotta get this set before it retires. I'm like, I can't live that way. I'm like swimming in the stream of like,
Yeah.
I happen to be like, have I been like dead set on getting this guy? No, like I was at Bricks and Minifigs. I was like, hey, I want to get something. Spoke to me. Like I love Dune. Like that was an easy one. I was like, it's one of my favorite book when I was a kid. Like I wish they'd do more Dune sets, but I'm definitely not on the. Some people are amazing and they're like collections, and one of the freelance writers I'm working with, like it's almost like a business for him. Like he's collecting minifigs, he's reselling them. He's got multiple copies of the same set because he's gonna like. So I'm like, hey, good on you. That's like an awesome. It's just not me. I don't have the like collector. My wife would probably argue that I do have the collector like piece, but maybe at different scales, different levels.
Yeah, there are certainly a lot of different levels in this community.
Oh my gosh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and a lot of them would rather collect a backlog than collect some builds.
Yeah,
which I just love.
I'm
so
yeah,
fun.
Absolutely. Like certain places, like go to different third-party stores and they have like the sets like already built and you can buy them. Like I'm in it for the experience. Like I need to like, but like this Baby Groot was like a certified used set. I'm like all in, like great.
How was that experience? Because when you open that, they're bagged by color, right?
Yeah, which I sort my picks by color anyway when I build. So I was like, oh, thank you. But it was like, it was all at once, which also I thought was like, I try to do that more and more, like open a couple bags at once. I know people think I'm probably crazy, but like,
wow.
Yeah, like well, mostly also because like I build with this tray and I bring it like around the house with me because like if my kids are like building at the Lego table, I will like come up here and grab this and like bring it down because I don't want to like make any sudden movements that like make them like want to do something different. Or like they might be at the table like doing something and I'm like, I'm gonna go get this. So I don't want to have to like go get another bag. So sometimes I'll just like dump a bunch of bags in that tray, sorted by color, and just like go to town.
Well, that makes good sense.
Yeah, I'm also like people like sometimes like say like pretty like stressful day job. I work at Edward Jones. It's like a corporate world. I lead about 50 people. It gets stressful. Sometimes between meetings, I just slide that tray right here, click a couple, like do a couple steps, nothing crazy, and then I'm like, all right, I'm recentered, and I just slide it back over. So yeah, that's another reason like I sort by color because I'm like I just want the pieces there, and I'm just like gonna do a couple steps at a time. I also like to like make it last too. Like I could build these things like in like an hour. But I'm like, hey, I really want to like stretch the experience.
I need to learn that. I find peace in chaos. I build with two hands. I build aggressively. I sort nothing. It's a dump and just get after it.
There is something very, when the NPR folks came here and they saw like our bin is just like bulk, pick a brick. It's like a foot deep and just like stocked. A reporter was like, how do you even, I'm like, there's some joy in finding, right? You get a dopamine hit when you're like, I'm looking for a key piece. I found it. My kids, I started it like we all say it. Like, if you find the piece you need, who's the best finder? Who's the best finder? Like, even my 3-year-old will say it. He'll find something and be like, who's the best finder? And I'm like, I love this trash talk.
That's great.
Yeah. So there's definitely like a fun, like finding, but I've even seen him. And these kids are amazing. Like he will find like his builds are so symmetrical. I'm like, I remember like, I don't know. I don't know if I'd build that way as a 3-year-old. I'd probably just be like clicking bricks. Like he will build something. You can maybe not even tell what it is, but it's like very symmetrical. And I'm like, wow, good on you, kid. Keep going.
Nice.
I don't know what that is, but don't lose it.
Yeah. Oh, maybe you get a future engineer in your hands.
Oh yeah, my two middle. I don't know. I have three boys. My oldest is Rafi. She's a girl, and then three boys. They're both going to be some kind of like engineer. Who knows? You can just tell how they like build, and even without even not Lego, just make stuff out of cardboard tubes. And yeah, I mean, again, their mom makes ceramic objects from literally nothing. Like dry goods come in, add water, make clay, and then throw and create. Like, so they're kind of surrounded by like creation, which is kind of fun.
That's going to be kind of cool to watch. Like, as a non-clay person, just kind of checking on the process and seeing.
Definitely cool to watch. I have no desire to be part of it in any. I'm fascinated by how she has slip casting too. So she has like these big plaster molds that are like the negative space, right? Is the vase. She pours in the liquid clay, fills it to the brim. The like plaster dries the wet clay from the outside in. So the thickness of the piece is based on time.
It's wild.
So you want it to be thick, leave it in there for a little bit longer, and the wall thickness will just keep drying from the outside in. You want it to be thin, pull it out sooner. Anyway, then pour out my wife. I mean, I don't know how she's a small person, picks up this giant plaster mold, pours out the excess, and you're left with the shell. And then the shell, and you have a vase.
Yeah.
It's like, then you got to fire it. You got to glaze it. Like, yeah, it is amazing. She's amazing.
Too many things can go wrong there.
That is you're hitting on the exact. Someone asked me in LA, was talking about spouses, and she will do, she'll do like, she has a kiln, it's pretty big, and she'll do like like 50 mugs, right? All it takes is one mug like exploding, and they explode to like destroy everything in that kiln. And every time that happens, like, she's sad, but she's definitely like done it like enough that like doesn't even faze her. Every time it happens to her, I always say, this would be my last day as a ceramic artist.
Yep.
And I had a friend, like, I was talking to people about this concept for the magazine. Like, he's a Lego, he's a builder. He's just like, what he likes about Lego is just like, it's very exact. It's like, I put the thing where I want it, and I know it's going to be there, and it's going to stay there. It's not paint. It's not ceramic, not clay. Like, it's a very exacting like art medium. Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, that definitely resonates with me. As like a designer who like uses CAD, and it's like you can make anything in CAD and it stays the way you want it to be. Like, yeah, resonates big time.
Yeah, the problem with CAD is when it comes to real world application, not everything works out.
Exactly. So that's the real, like, yeah. And that's like, I could tell I was getting old as a designer when I was like, that's a beautiful rendering you've created, but it's actually not manufacturable. And I'm like, oh God, I'm like a curmudgeon now. But no, that's like reality of like, you have to build things that can actually be made with industrial processes.
Yeah.
And I wish they would teach. Again, that's why I'm definitely old now. I'm like, I wish they would teach that as much as they teach like the latest like rendering tool. Because then, by the way, back to AI, like AI will render your ideas for you, but it's not going to like create plastic tooling and like metal fabrication to like actually create the pieces and assemble them. The circuit board, the whole thing. Maybe we'll get there. 3D printing and all those fun things. But
yeah, we've worked with a lot of engineers over the years who you can tell as soon as you look at their plans whether they've ever actually worked in the field or not.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't physically build this.
Yeah.
This house is, 300 years old. There's not a square corner in this place.
Yeah. Not framing out the way the drawing looks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. You have to, I've done a lot of like furniture, the Lego table being one. Like, you have a plan, but as soon as you start building, it's more about how the material's speaking to you and what needs to be done to like get where you want. But again, I will say that's why Lego is so appealing. And one of the ways Lego is so appealing is like every brick's going to click together. Like, I know exactly like, and I thought Kelly Bartlett and I was asking her like why Lego. Like she's so creative. Like she could probably choose any media, and like for her it was like the redoability, right? Like she's trying things, making a lot of mistakes. Just like talking about ceramics, like you make mistakes in ceramics, like that's it. Like you're not coming back from that. Painting, like maybe you're like, she's like, I can create something. If I don't like it, I'm pulling those bricks off. Their bricks aren't going anywhere. I'm not destroying them. Then I'm like trying something different. I'm like, oh yeah, that's definitely me too. Like even just in Bricklink Studio, trying stuff. Like I love that about it. Like try something. Oh, it didn't work. All right, try something else.
Yeah, I mean, you can start off with 100 pieces and end with 100 pieces, and it's highly unlikely that you're going to break any in the process, or
Yeah.
you know, they're mostly hard to lose. You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you stay
all
organized,
things are
like,
possible.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I would say my kids I have seen more broken Lego in. Well, I never saw anyone break a Lego my entire life until I had like my kids started like breaking them all the time.
Yeah.
You know, the other thing that I never did, I don't know, this probably speaks to my children. Like my minifigs were like, I never took the hands off, never took the arms off, never separated the legs. I find minifig body parts all over my house. I'm like, who took the hand off this minifig?
Yeah.
They just play in ways that I never would have thought.
The leg one blows my mind because hands, okay, you can swap them out.
Yeah.
Arms are a little difficult, but it's doable. But the legs, once you actually pull the legs off the hips, they're kind of junk.
Yeah.
Like they never work the same way ever.
And so, yeah, I mean, they can do whatever they want, but I'm like, what? Don't touch my minifigs. Oh my gosh! Don't touch my Marty McFly.
Yeah,
that wasn't fun. I just did that. I haven't actually. It's in my backlog. The bigger set, but I did do the speed champion the other day. It was really fun.
One of the best speed champions ever.
Yeah, I love this one. This one and I'm not like a Bugatti. Thankfully, I'm not actually like a car guy. Yeah. This speed champion, like to build, like the design of it was freaking incredible. Like I loved my wife was making fun of me because every time I was like putting a piece down, I was like, wow, you know, I was just like sitting there like, oh man, like I just kept saying stuff like she was like, okay, it's a toy car. I'm like, no, the design, like how I got the curve and how I did this, like I'm not a car guy, but like I just love this scale because like each brick is like carrying so much weight of the form. Like go bigger and like you can start doing all kinds of creative things. Like here, like every piece matters. And then that's why this was also so good. Yeah.
Speed Champs team is the best in the business.
They are. Yeah, I did some F1s too. Again, I'm not like a car guy or an F1 guy, but they're so cool to build. That's part of it too, I guess. Like the X factor. Like, does it look like a cool build that's gonna like be an experience to like make and like, yeah. Even though I'm struggling with the Ornithopter and doing there's so much like Technic mechanism. I'm like, oh man, like I'm really earning this one.
Yeah. If you don't like Technic, don't ever build the first UCS helicarrier.
Oh, okay, that's actually good because I was like, I've had that in my sights, and then I saw like there's a new one coming out.
Yeah, yeah. Don't spend the money in the old one. I don't know how the new one is, obviously.
Yeah.
But the old one, that Technic was hard, hard, and rock solid build. I think you could throw that thing out of a helicopter and it would survive. But
yeah, that's cool.
Oh, terrible. All right.
Yeah, I probably will get that the new helicarrier just based on I don't know if the leaked picture is real, but it looks awesome, and that is definitely like one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Yeah, I'm not a minifigure collector by any means. I want the Phil Coulson minifigure.
Oh yeah, hell yeah,
it's one of my favorites. I want them to bring back Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and roll that in.
Great. Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, the scene it's just even Age of Ultron, like probably like not everyone's favorite, but like Hulkbuster, and then like when the helicarrier like arrives like out of the clouds, like I'm just like peak. So yeah, I will need to buy the helicarrier.
Yeah. The stickers will make or break that.
Yeah.
If they did the sticker fiasco from the small one.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, the stickers were gigantic, and they were like not colored quite properly. So lining them up
that will
was
say like that's
complete
like
disaster.
I typically like the Razor Crest, like I didn't put the stickers on at all.
Mhm.
And then the Venator class I didn't put the stickers on that either. The stickers were like these big squares, and then the like coolest part of that ship is like those circular elements, like the logo of the New Republic or Old Republic, I guess. And I'm like, I don't know when I'll do it because I've got so much else. But like, I told my kids because they're like, put the sticker on. I'm like, no, I am going to order the pieces in the right colors to brick build that like circular. It's like dark red and with like a kind of like muted gold in the middle. I'm like, I'm gonna pull it down off the shelf and like add that. Yeah, I'm with you on the. We don't need big stickers. I want cool like brick built designs.
Yeah. Well, and it, $700 or
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
with the helicarrier, it's 400 or whatever. $400, print them.
Yeah,
Like I understand, you get a $75 set, do it in stickers, $80,
totally.
whatever, fine.
Yeah.
A $400 set.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, just stop. And
just do it right.
Yeah, a few stickers, sure. I mean, like, I get it. You can't print everything, regardless of the price. You can't.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. But big, important things that are very hard to get straight. Yeah. Just help us out, will you?
Yeah. Actually, so that was like my favorite part actually of the certified set was all the stickers were placed. So like
that's
all
cool.
like the like little tree decals. So it actually did feel like it's like what you're saying, like the experience is so much better, right? Of like it was there for me. And yeah, also my kids are like terrible putting the stickers on. So I'm like, oh my God.
It's so funny. It's like they're kids, so you have to cut them some slack. But you see the way that the stickers go on. It's like, how could you possibly have done that so poorly? Like,
yeah, no, it's just
it's
so
just because their motor skills haven't developed,
Definitely. But also some like even the DeLorean, like the long, thin, like wisp of the sticker, like even though it does look cool with the like DeLorean like logo across the back, but like for a kid, like how are they gonna put that sticker on and have it be like look anything like good? But it's okay.
It's tough.
Everyone's doing their thing.
All right. Well, it is apparently 20 minutes to 12, which came out of nowhere.
Oh man, yeah, time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess we should wrap up.
Yeah,
it has been a pleasure. It's been great meeting you.
Fun. Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. Let's always flash these guys at the end.
Yes. So everybody watching now and everybody who is with us for Replay Gang and tuning in later, the links for BRICKA are in the show description. So go check it out. Go subscribe. Go follow on Instagram. Go do all of the things.
All things.
Yes, all of the things. Yeah, it's Sam's giving you plenty of reasons to check it out tonight. So I think you should absolutely do that. So swing by, check it out, and do all those things. While you are here, for the one or two oddballs who may not be subscribed, continue to be oddballs, but subscribe while you're at it. Yeah. Give that like button a little tickle. Don't make it too weird, though. Next week, we have Wolf of Bricks, DG Bricks, KDH Bricks Analytics, and Brick Domain with us for a huge Lego investing show. And it will be April 1st, so it may or may not be an April Fool's show. We'll find out sometime during the show, and it is the kickoff of Brick Dynasty's 3-year anniversary next month. So
Epic.
we have some things to celebrate. So everybody come back next Wednesday, 9 o'clock, our usual time slot, and we will see you all then. Thank you again, Sam. It has been a pleasure.
It was fun. Yeah, my pleasure.
Good night, everyone.